Good morning, strangers! Welcome back, everyone. We're back playing Fabula Ultima Arc Memory of Barbelo. We actually have our players here. The sound should be okay. Please tell me if there's any issues with the sound. Welcome in, everyone, and welcome in Fried Jammin', Summer Snow, Kron, and Sidewinder.
Greetings from Milwaukee.
Hello.
Hola.
It's been a while, right? Like, it's been a month and a half, 2 months? I genuinely don't know. We should give a summary. I have a summary written up. I did actually make a text scroll for this, but I put it to Star Wars music, so you can't watch it on stream or we're going to get banned. Does anyone want to read the text
every Star
scroll?
Wars game has that music. So yeah, okay, Side, you do it.
Side. We get a text scroll from Side.
I feel like Side ASMR would also be better than Jammin' ASMR.
The party set out to help manage the spirits, fulfilling the role of Peleus' father who died recently, only to find Dr. Kawai having set on performing nothing but evil in the pursuit of power and his own mysterious goals. They freed Silex from Dr. Kawai's clutches and found an ally in the pursuit of Kawai and Minerva Tass, who was critically injured defending Silex's hometown with the party. In the pursuit of Dr. Kawai, the party found a strange gemstone that was defended by a horrific otherworldly being in the Mahawahi Wastes. They sold this gemstone to a merchant in the hope they could pursue information, and for enough money to purchase an airship to help with that. Sending Minerva Tass to pursue the merchant while they acted on her information about a potential submarine vessel in the area they could hunt down, they were lured on board the vessel by Dr. Kawai. After fighting their way through Dr. Kawai's minions, they found themselves at the heart of the vessel, fighting once again with Dr. Kawai. However, he unshackled the spirit-bound abomination he was using to drive the vessel and set it on the party. Gawain suffered grievously as Dr. Kawai made his escape via the delivery mechanism for whatever his foul works were concocting. Party barely managed to escape the now sinking submarine, leaving it at the bottom of the not-so-deep ocean, and started planning their next action.
That was wonderful. It was wonderful. So, as we return to existence, the party is on board the Hammercon. Gawain is suffering from the injuries he suffered in the submarine. The rest of the party, though not unscathed, is not severely injured. What are your objectives? What are your plans? What would you like to do? The world is free and open. You could pursue Dr. Kawai, potentially. You could carry on trying to investigate this spirit issue that you had previously. Or you could try and go and find somewhere to take a long rest and vacation, which you may need, given how Gawain is feeling.
I think we need to get a rest.
Unfortunately, I agree. I don't think we can put Gawain under more stress right now. We don't know how he's really doing, other than, like, we are providing, hopefully, first aid right now, this second. Bro is hopefully not dying.
So you have provided first aid. That was done on the ship as you came in. We are at the point where you have, returns to the vessel and are making your decisions. Silas, not Silex, is performing what first aid can be performed in the context that is available. Gawain, you're in a bad state. You're in a lot of pain as whatever poison is working its way through your body. But you're planning to go take a rest. Where to? Because resting on the ship isn't really possible, as it isn't really a safe location for you.
Yeah, we shouldn't return to Meros Ark. Something tells me that might not be the best place to be in.
Yeah. Wait, was Roshiport a place where we sold the thing, or was that Meros Ark?
It was Meros Ark. The
Meros Ark is where you sold
artificial place.
In that case, let's head to a port that isn't got the thing that we sold the aggressive angel to.
Okay.
The otherworldly entity.
So, your intention is to travel to Roshni Port. You eschew immediately pursuing Dr. Kawai, leaving Kawai to whatever potential machinations he might be engaging in his escape.
Yeah.
Although it's unlikely that he has much support as you travel the relatively short distance to Roshni Port. As you travel into Roshni Port, it takes perhaps a day or so of travel once you decide on a heading with everything in play. You make your journey relatively uneventfully. However, Gawain, you find yourself I presume you're going to be spending most of your time asleep or resting as best you can. You find yourself troubled by uncomfortable thoughts of memories that aren't yours and of being chained up and experimented on and horrifying, vile things done to you, which you only catch like brief sequences and images of as you try to recover from whatever the hell happened to you. Occasionally having brief moments of lucidity as Silas helps you as best as he can.
Yeah, I mean, I can't do anything. I feel shit.
I mean,
Bull.
I'm gonna slightly poke Gawain with my giant rod.
God damn it.
Stop it.
It's barely been 10 minutes.
Just sort of like, yeah, he's alive.
beautiful.
Hey guys, did you miss us?
Peleus does things that if they were written in a book would be considered salacious and lewd, but in actuality are probably completely non...
I have a large rod, okay?
No, it's true.
Sometimes I like to poke people with that rod.
That is an accurate statement.
In a nice way. And not everybody likes my rod.
You have been slapped for trying to show people your rod before. It's true.
It's a beautiful rod. I don't know why people want to not have to see my rod.
Well, it's more of a... You know what? I'm not going to fall into this trap of arguing with Summer. Because, like, it's like playing chess with a pigeon in that it doesn't matter how effective my moves are because they will trample upon the board and strut around like they've won everything. And in actuality, they have, right?
My mom always says you can't argue with an idiot. And I go, I agree, so I'm not arguing with you.
Okay, so you travel to Rushni Port. Rushni Port is a very kind of pragmatic port out here. It is not the huge industrial type of port that you found, you know, on the extremes of Telgar City. It is not the tourist / capitalist hellhole of Severus Port. It is a pragmatic place of people working.
Okay, if people are working here, we can find a useful doctor, a good enough doctor.
Very, very possible.
How much gold have you got?
So my go-to answer is I got nothing.
All right. Silex, how much gold have you got?
I have 900 gold.
Groovy.
You have 250.
I have 150.
Okay.
I'm like, pooling as resources. I don't know if we're going to have to pay for a doctor. I'm going to try and... I don't want to pay as little as possible. He's my best mate. I've got to keep him alive.
Instead of asking the doctor how much it's going to cost to take care of our friend, why don't we give our friend to the doctor and then deal with the bill when that happens?
No,
This
that
is
sounds
true.
too
We could always dine and dash.
Peleus,
You know what?
why do you know what that is?
I've heard about it before.
I don't believe you.
My mother tells me off all the
Peleus is an
time
idiot.
for not paying my meals after I've been to a restaurant.
Take me to the doctor, Peleus.
All right. I would put you on my back, but Silex's back is bigger. Silex, can you carry him like princess style?
I guess. As long as I'm not going to hurt him, I can carry him.
So they don't have like an airship dock at Rushni Port. So you luckily have the capability to simply land in the water, or at least they don't have a good airship dock yet. So you simply land in the water and dock as a seagoing vessel instead.
Yeah.
Which, really glad you paid for that upgrade, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really glad right now.
It's been remarkably useful. You do not struggle in finding cheap accommodations here for whatever they cost in the core rulebook, which I've forgotten.
Yes, and restock my inventory.
That's 10 zenits and IP, and you can just... That's available here.
All right.
Apparently, it's also only 10 zenit per person per night, so a grand total of 40 zenit for rest. I'm not even sure why they bother including prices when it's that cheap to rest.
Yeah, how is that not scaling?
It's what
Hey,
it is.
why are you questioning it?
Because
Anyway.
I'm somewhat of a game designer.
Anyway, now that
bit
you
of a game
want
designer,
You're a
so-
very good game designer.
now that you want to rest, and as Flink has pointed out, it should actually cost like 400 zenit. So let's go. No, that would just be mean.
So we all pay 10 to
Yeah,
rest.
it's
Yeah.
not much.
Who got the most money?
Okay, I'll pay for everyone. That's fine.
No, I've already paid my 10.
I'm unconscious.
Sweet. I'm paying for Gawain and Flink because Flink's that way.
Aw,
He takes advantage of me.
Yeah.
I do.
So you gain your night's rest. You can click the rest button on your various things. Also, you ask at the inn to direct you to a doctor. This is not an uncommon situation where someone is in need of medical care as they come in off the boats. And as such, the inn does in fact know of a doctor and summons them rapidly to your room, where Gawain is in the care of Silas. Anyone else can be in the room as they want, though the rooms are only so large, so depending on how many people you want in there, it might get kind of funny.
All right.
I'm definitely in there.
I'll be in there.
Okay.
I'll say,
Okay, so
Doctor.
the entire parties, there are now 6 people in a room probably designed for like 2 at most. It's quite cramped as the doctor
Still fine.
examines.
I'm hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah.
No, Flink's hanging from the ceiling, and I've got Peleus on my shoulders. We're stacking.
Yeah. I
Nice.
just sit here now. I'm like a pirate. Well, he's like a pirate with a parrot.
So
I'm,
make this room a
giant
car.
bullet.
Hell yeah, gal.
Yeah, I'm going to be like, Dr. Agnes, please tell me he's going to make it.
Dr. Agnes will examine Gawain, making note of the purple marks on Gawain's face. And we'll slap him about the face gently in the way that like doctors who don't really care that much about their patients do. And go, he seems very ill. Has he imbibed much alcohol?
Yes, but not this particular time. I think he may have been poisoned by a poisonous monster, you think?
Do you have a sample of the poisonous monster?
Did anybody get the poisonous monster?
No, we were kind of on a sinking ship.
Yeah, it's underwater.
I mean, there are some on land, but
We're
the
gonna have
location is unknown.
So you found this at sea. Describe it to me. Perhaps I can identify an antivenin.
All right. I think somebody with the ability of somebody that can describe something should describe this.
You mean like Gawain? He's the expert in this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gawain, I'm just gonna sit up here on the shoulders, try and poke him with the rod a bit.
I would also note, just to be clear, the meta knowledge you gain here is that the doctor is presuming that you're saying he was poisoned by some sea creature. However, the thing that poisoned him was a hideous spirit poison monster thing, hot like mutant bound to a human, and probably doesn't exist anywhere in nature.
Okay, in that case.
Am I conscious like at all?
Yeah, so you are phasing in and out of lucidity, which means that you have the ability to chime in and say some stuff, and then conveniently pass out when it's dramatically relevant. That you know that thing where you'll say like half a sentence.
Ideal, I think. I'm gonna lean up to Peleus and be like, Sheba.
Oh, right, yeah. It's a spirit monster. It's existential crisis of reality.
Hey,
bombed into
go read the features that Sheba has access to.
Give her a moment.
Sheba, communication, diplomacy, and Earth. Speak with Earth, pure water. Choose the target. Immediately remove all negative. I'm gonna hit him with...
Metagaming. I'm not sure that you can wave your hand and fix this problem for me, but I'm imagining that between you, Sheba, and a doctor, you might be able to help me.
Right. Yeah. No, that makes sense now. I'm gonna in this room full of people, I'm gonna summon Sheba.
Okay.
And then I'm going to attack him with a pulse. But, the healing kind.
Okay, so the doctor is like waiting to get a description of this creature as you talk amongst yourself. And then Peleus is just going to start like charging up mana and filling the room with energy. The doctor at this point is like, what's going on here? What are you doing?
Don't worry, Agnes, we got this.
As energy like coalesces and manifests around and into Peleus. At which point Peleus lets out this like ringing, energetic, purifying wave over Gawain. Gawain, you feel a lot better after this.
Oh.
Have you ever been in a situation where you've been massively overheated to the point where you're like ever so slightly delirious, and then you walk into like an air-conditioned place and it feels like your entire like brain, body, everything is coming back online? It feels like that. Literally, as Shiva's energies wash over you, you just like diffuse this comfortable coolness.
Okay. I feel better. And I'm going to look at the doctor and be like, but I feel like shit.
Yeah.
Oh, he's alive. The doctor's a genius.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. Agnes.
Like rubbing my jaw, like that where I think you said like the big like the entry wound for a lot of the poison was like on my jaw.
Like you had
rubbing
marks
it like
on your face.
My God. Like, I feel terrible.
The doctor will look back and forth between Peleus and the rest of the party, just kind of being uncomfortable. Peleus still like undulating with energy of whatever the fuck that just was. He's he's a doctor, not, whatever that is. He doesn't know what's going on. So
Does
he's
he look bewildered?
He does look quite bewildered. Yes. And possibly alarmed.
Now that I'm not delirious, I'll be like, he's an arcanist, and we're his bodyguards. That's the short version of the story, but that's why the idiot can do magic. Talk to him. He's smart. I'm gonna point at Silex.
I'm going to assume that you pointed at me, and I'm going to say...
And I put my hand above my head and cover your mouth and say, no, he was talking to me. Yeah, so the monster that did this to him was a spirit-infused person that turned into a giant poisonous blob of anger and pain and was being used to power a ship that has now been destroyed. And we have done a little bit to stop the injuries, with what Peleus just did, but we still need to deal with the physical injuries that Gawain has sustained. Can you help us?
When you declare all that, he's like, there's clearly this moment of processing, and then he goes, well, I think that it is very possible then that your friend here has suffered some amount of damage to his soul. That's probably why he feels so terrible even after magical healing.
Ah, so what you're saying is we need a podiatrist.
That, and yes, good soul, good wordplay. Either that or it's the hole in my face.
That hole is normal, right?
Yeah.
Well, the one is my mouth, the other one is not.
He's not supposed to have more than one.
Oh!
Do you guys not have multiple holes in your face?
I mean, I've got nostrils.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Ears.
And ears. How many ears do you have? I've kind of got a Schrodinger's ear effect.
We're not asking that question. We're leaving that well alone, Peleus.
Elliot,
The ear question, we don't...
We have no idea how many. Well, I've linked the picture. Everyone has their own opinion.
Yeah,
exactly. The doctor will say after the whole commendation of probably some lingering soul damage, will say, as to the physical effects, after assuming that ability removed the poison from his body, then it should just be a few days of bed rest for the physical issues. The mental issues, he looks at him and says, I presume you're having mental issues after that. It will likely linger for some time.
Is there anything we can do to help him? Do you know of anything?
I think I know a good place to rest your soul and to recover from stress like that.
Being around people who care about you is generally the best way to recover from soul
I
injuries.
think I know.
No.
Oh,
Perfect place for that.
yes, yes,
Oh, no.
yes.
Oh no.
I don't know if we can afford to go there right now. We might
It's a bit
need to-
out of the way, but
Okay. We don't have to go all the way back there.
Let's
Please
got
don't.
it going on.
Please don't make me go all the way home.
No, unfortunately, not a beach episode. That's not what they're talking about.
This is what I would like to suggest from Gawain's standpoint. We're waiting for Minerva, right? That's one of the things we're doing out here.
Minerva is trying to dig up information on the merchant. You sent her out to the western lands to do that. Yes, that is a thing that's happening.
Oh my god, is
So-
Minerva coming here? We gotta make our boy look good. Let's take him to the strip club.
What? and we also we are concerned as citizens about the specimens that have been released.
Yes. And also possibly Kauai, right? Like he might be out there with a bunch of poison goo and no ship.
Yeah. So maybe can I sleep here and then can we let's go fishing? It'll be fun. We'll either find nothing or y'all will go fight without me and I'll stay on the ship.
We can talk more about long-term plans after you get some rest, Gawain.
Yeah, physical rest first. I got a plan for your other issues.
Okay, but we're not going home and then I'm going to pass out. Actually pass out this time.
Yeah.
We do the anime thing where I sleep for 18 hours.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah, 100%.
you stop breathing?
Is Flink just gonna lean in and be like, oh, I need to be really close to his lips for some reason now?
Yeah, let's do that.
We're very blushy.
And then I'm just gonna suggest that we all leave the room while I dismiss my spirit. Just a thought.
You could leave the room, actually. That's an option. You don't
Well,
have
I
to
have to leave
dismiss
the
in the
room
room.
for Peleus to leave the room.
That's true. The doctor, upon departing, will hand Silex, as he seems the most reasonable person here, a small glass vial filled with pills and say, these should help with recovery.
Thank you, sir.
That'll be 50 zenit.
All right. Done.
I just picture myself just like riding on the top of Silex's shoulders, getting knocked out by the door frame as he goes out.
Yeah, obviously.
I bend over. You're fine.
No, like, you bend over, but Peleus doesn't is the problem, right? Like, Peleus is too busy trying to talk to somebody or paying attention to something else. He's like, thunk.
Yeah. You might bend over, but I'm still riding you.
Oh my god. How do you manage to phrase stuff in the most uncomfortable way possible? Anyway, Gawain is probably going to need a couple of days, mostly on rest. So, Gawain, you get bed rest. It is comfortable enough. Silex, I presume you offer the pills?
Yeah, I give them to him. I let him know that they're to help with pain, and I kind of sit by his side and make sure that he's recovering well when he's awake.
Thanks, Nurse Silex.
Yeah.
Within a few days, the marks and general wounds of your body do seem to be healing, although the marks around your face do seem to be scarring slightly.
It's okay. Chicks dig scars.
They do. The pills do seem to be helping. They might be entirely placebo, but you
It's
feel
fine.
better progressively as you take them.
Doing their job then.
If one works, then surely
No.
taking them up.
No, don't. Bad.
They're highly addictive as well. Yeah. I'm
That's
turning
how the
into
doctor makes his money.
Yeah, I'm turning into the Brett Favre of this team. So by the end of the campaign, I'll be like skimming government money that's supposed to go to, to build volleyball courts for my daughter or something like that.
It's a good job they didn't spend a Fabula point for that, otherwise we'd keep having to return to rushing point to get those tablets.
That would be terrible. Please, no one do that to me. Taking the jawline scar as in and running with it. It's gonna make me look sexier.
Right.
This
100%.
scar is gonna make me stronger.
Yeah, that's how scars work. So while Gawain's in recovery, I do broach the most important moving forward question, and I feel like his opinion is the most important to me on the subject. Should we let Telgard know about the submarine first, or should we work with a salvage crew in Roshni Port to have it dredged up?
Do we have a way of being able to use some sort of communication device in Roshni Port?
As discussed before, generally communication devices in this world are either very simplified. For example, Silex has a device which can glow.
Yes.
When it's literally an on-off type situation, though. The equivalent of a pager. Most communications, however, are done via letter and messenger services. If you wanted to send a message to Telgard, you would essentially be putting it on a boat, probably towards Mera's Ark, with the idea that they'd find a boat that was heading onwards.
I think it comes down to the question of, do we consider anything that is left on that submarine to be dangerous?
I mean, I'm unconscious, but the benefit to lifting the submarine would be like research.
Yeah. I just feel like
I don't know that it's that important. I'm just saying that's your upside.
But then we could just leave it there until we got the time. Like, it's not going away, right? Unless somebody
Gawain
stumbles upon it.
goes. If Gawain wants it, then he's going to go back and pick it up. If he doesn't want it, then we're wasting our time.
I see what you're saying. I would agree that it's relatively low priority.
Yeah, I think our highest priority would be rest and then finding those possibly rampaging monsters, including Cavey.
Yeah.
It's only just like we inform somebody here or in Telgrad, right?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm thinking that the monsters might need to be like, other than recuperation, our highest priority. In that, like, are they like purifiable, cleansable, right? Like, isn't this like, couldn't it be potentially like part of priority 1 of our whole journey?
Yeah, I agree. We got an Arcanist. We should figure that shit out.
I do have a related thing that I guess I would bring up with Silex while it's like, in between, like when I wake up and we're talking and stuff.
Yeah.
I'd want to relay the like weird fever memories, like what little I can remember. If he gleans anything from that, right? Like he's like one of the only people who might have the same perspective.
The memories that I have are the secondhand memories that you're getting, at least as far as I understand what Lag described.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm smart enough to piece that together, so I would want to relay that to you. Like, you remember better, right? And so, like, you might be able to contextualize some of what I remember, or maybe some of what I remember will help contextualize stuff for you. Maybe it unravels a thread we haven't even pulled at yet. In character, like, you'd be like, "You're the only person who, like, what the fuck?" Like,
yeah, I understand what. The things that you're feeling, even if only a little bit.
Yeah. So more important that we exchange the knowledge for later, to me.
Is there anything like specific details that you haven't shared with the party at large, Lag?
When you start comparing and contrasting these memories, and I don't know how difficult this is for Gawain, because I don't know how resilient he finds himself against these kind of things. But it's definitely like these are or feel like traumatic firsthand memories, but you get so many few fragments of them that are passed through to you that it's actually a real challenge to give any kind of complete narrative.
Right.
Okay.
That's what the way you described them, like it was really broken, like what I was getting. That's why I was like, these are the snapshots I have. I don't know if any of them make sense, or maybe I can get what you're talking about now a little better. It's more clinical for me, but
between the two of you, though, when you bring this up and discuss this, assuming Gawain's able to talk about it, you do come to something of an uncomfortable understanding to this, and that is whatever happened occurred by way of some aspect of whatever happened to the entity that attacked Gawain must have therefore transferred to Gawain when he was attacked by it, right? Like that makes a certain amount of logic.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
If you thereby extrapolate from that, then that would mean that logically that thing may have been potentially self-propagating.
Gross.
Do we fear self-propagation to like the point of him turning into the same type of thing, or it's
am I getting mind flayer?
Or if it's just left alone, it would have continued to make more of itself.
You think that had you guys not actually attempted to resolve anything, like had you just left Gawain to try and sleep it off, Gawain could have ended up passing the threshold into something horrifying.
There's like definitely a small portion of the chat that was hoping for the Mpreg arc, but
yes, that's not happening yet. That's later.
We ducked that. Thank God. Yeah.
That's for like Summer's comics after the campaign ends.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the alt history version of it.
I'm just thinking that Empreg is only fair, especially considering everything that Minerva Tess has been through.
Well, I really look forward to that comment.
I agree with the spooky gacha. Get out of here. So yes, you managed to ascertain a small amount of potentially terrifying information, but mostly it comes down to that was somebody that went through whatever the hell Silex went through, and they didn't get to make it out the other side.
I'm going to make a request as the player. I want to raise my bond with Silex.
Absolutely
unique
appropriate.
Bond, now we get each other in this way.
As Silex, you can also increase your bond if it would be appropriate.
I was going to say, can we mutually do this?
Absolutely. That is completely appropriate.
So how long did we stay here in the end?
We're looking vaguely at like a few days, like a bit less than a week, that kind of time frame.
All right. I want to know that Flink is mostly absent and not spending time with Gawain or anybody really.
Absent.
Missing.
Okay.
Absent.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Gotcha.
Okay, so Flink spends a lot of time absent, not with the party as a whole.
We're used to this.
Silex has spent most of his time directly with Gawain, and I imagine pretty much any time Silex isn't there, Silas is instead there, keeping an eye on Gawain.
We take shifts. This is perfect.
Pretty much. Peleus, what are you doing in this time frame?
I am just sort of moseying about, really, having a look around the town, see if I can buy any stuffs. I don't have much money, so I'm just window shopping.
Doesn't sound like my Peleus.
I'm trying to do the thing of being clever and picking up information.
Right. No, I mean, we could roll for that. Or we could just go ahead and just assume you somehow get into trouble.
Yeah, I think that's
okay, what kind of trouble would you like to get into?
What kind of trouble do you think I could get into in a small port town in the shopping area?
I think there's a lot of options.
Just poured over the idea of a carousing table.
Oh, the carousing table is awful.
Does that exist?
There is a carousing table in 5e that I have fallen afoul of so many times that I stopped carousing. Only bad things. I lost
Only
over 1,000 gold carousing. Okay, so Peleus, being a noble in a relatively more pragmatic port, would no doubt be the target of scam artists and thieves.
Yes.
So, as you are window shopping one day and you're like looking up something, you're in the window and be like, "Oh, that's a really nice jacket. Oh, I wouldn't mind that jacket at all. That would look great on me."
Yeah, everything looks fantastic on me.
It's pure white. Somebody noticing you admiring this would be like, "Hey, I notice you're admiring that coat.
You notice very well.
I could get it for you real cheap if you like."
If it's cheap, then do I really want it? No. Quality is supposed to be a thing that people care about, isn't it?
Oh, certainly. I'd get you that exact jacket from the window. You've just got to pay me. Let's say 50 zenit.
The price tag in the window says 40 zenit.
They make a slightly uncomfortable face and then say, "All right, you've got me. 30 zenit."
Okay.
They hold out their hand for the money as you say, "Okay."
I'm offended by the fact that he would ask me to haggle. I don't haggle. I don't get caught haggling anywhere. I'm like, this is absolute atrocity. How dare you assume that I'm going to slap him across the face with the back of my hand? How dare you try and get me to haggle, you absolute pauper? I'm going to ever so slightly spittle on him, just a bit.
Okay.
And just go, begone, peasant!
He scampers away, terrified by your immediate resort to violence just because he haggled.
Yes!
You have successfully managed to avoid getting scammed in character.
I do not agree with this haggling stuff. I would rather steal it.
All Keeper's made a narrative declaration. What are we going for, Keeper? What do we got? It didn't say Vegemite for me for some reason, but I see that narrative declaration, Keeper. What are we looking at? What's going to go wrong? So you strike this person across the face, and they start scampering away, right? As they do, a thought occurs to them, and they'll turn back and they'll say, "You just hit me. Give me 30 cents or I'll call the guard."
Oh, are we haggling on bribery prices now?
We're not haggling. Give me 30 cents or I'll call the guard.
It costs you 30 cents to call the guard here. Or are we suggesting that that's taking up your time because you approached me?
You're
In
the
which
one
case
who
I should-
hit me.
I should charge you 30 cents for taking up my time while I was enjoying this jacket in the window.
There was a small crowd gathering around this display of street theater as, like, this slightly haggled man is being harassed and beaten by, like, 17-year-old-ish looking Wolfman. Hey, everyone, he hit me. He hit me right across the face just for talking to him.
And I'll hit you again, you little scoundrel! I'm just gonna take my rod and I'm gonna, like, slightly poke him with my rod. Haggling with me? I'm not gonna haggle for a shirt in there. I'm just gonna yell out to everybody what was happening, that he was haggling with me to get that shirt for 10 cents less than it was worth. Think I'm some sort of peasant.
He's going to yell out and be like, "Gods! Gods, this person hit me! They hit me! They hit me with their staff!"
Hit you with my ribbon stick. Just gonna hit him slightly harder.
Okay, you hit him slightly harder. To which one of the members of the crowd are going to be like, oi, leave off. That's a bit too much. Don't hit him with that.
Yeah, you're right. I should not hit him with my super nice staff. You're correct. I'll just take out a handkerchief from my pocket and just try and twat him away with the handkerchief. Like he's a fly or something.
Whipping the handkerchief at him at this point?
Yeah, like it's a fly or something in the area. Just be gone.
I'm the GM here. I have to try and work out what the hell happens from here. And quite frankly, I think the only reasonable action at this point is the untold scoundrel and scam artist endeavors to leave because you brought so much attention to him and you are clearly insane. You are clearly unhinged. There is something completely wrong with you now that you are swatting him with a handkerchief.
Yeah, like he was a fly just in my area. Be gone.
You have no concept of like shame.
I'll say shame to him. Shame.
The now lightly beaten and whipped at with a handkerchief individual will depart with a declaration of, "This is stupid," as they leave the situation. Now with the point of street theater and entertainment gone, the crowd does slowly dissipate. However, you will probably be talked about for the next day or two of the stupidity that has occurred
I'm just thinking how clever I am for saving myself 30 zenit on security fees.
When you go back to the party, do you relate your expert evasion of security fees to them?
Nah, I just assume that they all know how hot I am and smart. I don't need to rub it in their face while they're feeling down.
Incredible.
This is perfect. I'm so glad none of us know any of this happened.
Truly, I cannot espouse how genuinely incredible this madness is. Because that's what it is. It's madness. It's complete madness. That's just what it's pure insanity.
Yeah.
Do you come back to the hotel and visit Gawain at some point after this happens?
Yeah, I'm gonna come back and visit Gawain.
Okay, when you come back, I ask, "Hey, Peleus, where you been? You've been gone for a little while. You okay?"
I've just been window shopping. You know,
Oh, great.
I haven't been spending any money because I feel like right now I should probably wait until the money spender wakes up.
I'm just happy you didn't get into trouble. I hadn't
course.
realized you'd left.
Of course, I'm never going to get into trouble just like that. I've walked out of my house before without having troubles, you know?
It's good. It's good.
Yeah. No issues at all.
He's lying.
Shh. Go back to sleep.
We don't know can't hurt you.
Peleus, don't slap the merchant. No.
Okay, so time passes after Peleus's general interactions. Gawain, after some days, you are mostly recovered. There's still like that discomforting weirdness, especially with the I guess it would be like a slight anxiety of, you know, what if it's not actually all gone? What if it is gonna take me over? That little lingering thought at the back of your head. Even if you know it's probably not going to, because you did do all that stuff, and you probably detect it first. But still, you are ready to head on and do whatever it is that you need to do.
Yeah, I think we should just inform Telgard, and they are going to maybe start a project. So we are just covering that area for the time being to be safe from outsiders. Like eventually,
Okay.
this whole process will need some time to get started, but eventually that area will be secured. And we have time to hunt down some poison monsters.
Okay.
And I
sounds
will
good.
agree to what everybody else says.
I
Wonderful.
think that's the perfect
You
plan.
better-
Gawain's like,
Gawain's like Jam's dead silent
Damn,
for a
yo.
moment. Network dies right then.
of course, let's go.
Okay, what is Gawain saying?
Oh, Gawain was just like, damn, y'all have a great plan. He came
Okay.
up with a good ass plan while I was asleep, and he's just hype. And I'm excited.
So, Gawain, have you ever seen Peleus shopping?
Have I ever seen Peleus shopping?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
Maybe you could tell me how that normally goes.
Usually, one of two things happens. Peleus walks into the store. They have someone who realizes that this is like a completely clueless rich guy who comes up and, you know, just kind of deals with it like it's their job, you know, so they're really good at handling that. And usually in those situations, I can just kind of chill. And then they're like, all right, this is what it's going to cost you. And then he's like, great. And he gives them the money because he's fucking rich and doesn't know anything.
Okay.
But sometimes we go into places and they try to talk money early, or like they don't really get Peleus is an idiot. And then either I have to step in or Peleus will get mad. It's weird.
All right.
You know,
Thank you.
I just make sure that we just go to, you know, it's usually easy to keep Peleus to the places that get Peleus, if that makes sense.
Why are you asking?
This was just a theoretical question. So, this might be a good time. I do feel the need to apologize to you all. On that submarine, I led us all into what entailed to be a dead end, and that lost us valuable seconds. Who knows how things would have gotten if I was better at navigating, I guess. I will do my best so that never happens again.
Hey. Like, none of us would have found our way through the ship without your help in the time frame, regardless of whether we went the right direction or not the first time. So thank you for actually getting us through the ship in time to survive. Just because it wasn't perfect doesn't mean it wasn't successful. We can keep improving, but you did good.
You think so? But look at Gawain. He's permanently...
We all could have been dead.
Yeah.
We could all be at the bottom of the ocean in the submarine right now.
Guys, it's fine. I'm sexy now. I don't.
Yeah.
What's the problem here?
Flink, I won't forgive you until you introduce me to your mom.
There might be a problem.
Oh, crap. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring up your orphanage roots or... I apologize for the fact that you couldn't afford parents.
Open mouth, insert foot. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, damn. I'll buy you a mom.
Okay. Remember when I said to foot in the mouth? So that we couldn't say more. Okay?
Okay.
And right after I made that statement of the party being so adorable.
You're adorable. This is part of our
we are adorable report. And reliable.
It's true. It's true.
I think Flink would enjoy a sugar mummy.
That's not
about that.
Different. Anyway, sending a message to Telgard City is relatively straightforward. There would be, officers and whatnot whose job is literally sending messages like that. It would probably cost like 20 to 30 zenit, somewhere around there, to send a message to Telgard City. It'll get there sometime between like a week and a month, most likely. They don't have a guarantee on delivery, but nobody does. So,
I just tell the delivery guy that the moment he touched that letter, he was poisoned. And the person he's going to deliver it to has the anti-poison. So he's extra motivated.
What?
What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
What? Did you do this in private or in front of all of us?
Wow, Flink, you're so smart.
The courier would respond with, I do note that you touched the letter first, and I assume you don't intend to die, so, I doubt it's poisoned.
You're correct on that.
Right. That'll be 30 zenith.
He was tethers.
Wait. It's a security fee.
Yeah.
Or is this just post fee?
It doesn't matter.
I'll just pay him 50, okay? Because I feel awkward now.
Do that thing where like I put my hand on Peleus' shoulder and I'm like, bro, you gotta let it go.
It's fine. He tipped. As long as the postie guy knows that he tipped, I'm happy.
You gotta let it go.
Okay, you pay 50 zenith to get the message to Telgard City.
Oh, that was a good plan.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Hindsight 2020.
If perhaps you would have made any indication that you were trying to be deceptive and been like, oh yeah, I was wearing gloves when I took it out and stuff, but you were just like, no, I'm gonna post it. Like, okay, I respect that, but also not everyone's an idiot, so.
Aw. Sorry, I was observing Peleus too much.
Yeah, I was too busy calling him smart. I was like, I didn't.
Okay.
I am amazed he spotted that. That posting was so clever.
You're feeding off Peleus. I get it. We've all done it.
Yeah.
I understand. You guys can't help yourself. Okay. You've successfully managed to post a message to Telgard City, despite trying to sabotage yourselves. This is something that always amazes me about TTRPGs and stuff. This could have been one sentence, and everyone goes, yeah, we pay it, and we go. But instead, you're like, let's roleplay this. I want to roleplay this. You know what it is? It's because you guys didn't roleplay for a long time, and now you're like, I want to roleplay everything. Let me roleplay. I want to roleplay. I want to roleplay. And I respect that. But also, it is going to lead to you paying more for your messages. Okay, so what is your methodology for trying to hunt down these poison monsters, which I believe was your next objective?
Fly around.
Okay. You're going with the fly around nearby areas and hope you find something.
We know that they were fired off to the west.
That was the intended direction, yes.
And there's not a lot of places that they really could go, because the land kind of gets in the way.
It's true.
So we just kind of follow the coastline and look for like substantial changes in ocean depth where they could have impacted a ridge.
That
See if we can
is
see anything.
a reasonable methodology. I would note, however, that the vessel that launched them was like possibly one of the most advanced vessels that you've come across from a technological basis.
This is true, and that is why I was concerned about it.
It's not impossible that they had some kind of basic guidance system. I mean, after all, the vessel itself did seem largely automated.
I think we should look for evidence of them. I think starting in that logical direction is good.
If we don't find them, then whatever, we tried.
There should be overt evidence of their presence. And
Yeah, I think that's very reasonable.
I'm also wondering if Peleus, is that the kind of thing you're able to like, I don't know the word radar. Let me think.
Detect.
Yeah. Is there any way for you to like detect that? Is that possible for you?
Shall I feel out with my spirit hands?
So it would almost certainly be under some kind of ritualism if you wanted to do anything more than immediate senses. So far, every time you've engaged with something like that, it's been for stuff that is like in the same room as you, by and large, right? Stuff that you could probably reach out and touch.
Yeah, I don't actually have ritualism as a thing, so right now I don't have that.
Okay. No, that's cool. We'll just look for physical evidence.
I'm going to try and sense a direction.
Do you have any ability to track things, to find things via spirit magic?
Well, that's what I was asking, and we were like, "That's kind of ritualism."
Yeah.
Within Arcanist, right?
Well, I
to an
thought
extent,
that one of the spirits had an ability to do that.
Oh, do they?
Kakapo has the battle tenacity ability, which is when you fill a segment of a clock to pursue someone or something you intend to fight, fill an additional segment.
That's what I was thinking of.
I would say, like, if you want to manage this potentially as a clock, I'm not actually against that. But you would essentially be starting any engagement that you encounter with Kawai, should you encounter them via that route, at minus 30 MP, possibly minus 40 MP.
Yeah.
I mean,
which isn't unreasonable, but that is something you'd have to deal with.
But you've already summoned him?
Yes.
He's already out.
So you'd be transitioning to a next encounter, so you'd have to spend 10 MP to maintain between scenes.
That's fine.
That sounds mega worth.
Yeah.
I think this is a great plan.
It just sounds like you're going in prepped now.
Yeah.
That is an option. I think that's how it works. I'm not 100% certain.
Arcanist feels like we're winging it in the gray areas a lot. The gray zones. We need to bleach Arcanist.
If I had successfully gotten ritualism as well, that might be the next thing that I start going into. Then.
I mean, yeah, once you finish Order, like I think investing in Arcanist and starting with Ritualism is a great idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can. We'll build this as who moved?
Where is it going?
Who moved it?
Wait,
where's it going?
Go back.
Who moved the hammer cot? Like what? That's incredible.
Where is it?
Get that motherfucker all the way back.
I like how it went so slowly too. That was amazing.
I don't think I should allow you to move the hammer cop anymore. Anyway, now that you guys are distracting me. Okay, so my understanding is we are going to enter what is essentially like a travel scene, at which point Peleus will summon Kakapo, who will assist in tracking. At that point, you'll engage in various behaviors to search a thing. And depending on what you find, you may or may not encounter another scene. If you want to maintain it through each scene, each additional scene is 10 additional MP.
Okay.
That's fine. I restocked my inventory so that I should be able to get a elixir.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll continue on with the assumption that those are the rules, and I will double check them. We may change them my next session. I'm not going to worry too much about it. Okay, so we're going to add a clock. I feel that you're starting from nothing, so this is actually kind of a big task for you to search for. You've manifested Kakapo.
Yes.
What methodology are you actually using for the search? Kakapo is excited to be in the hunt for an enemy once you manage to communicate what your goal is. Kakapo is immediately energetic and like, yeah, let's go. I'm gonna fight him. How do we do this?
I'm like, go Kakapo, and then we follow where Kakapo goes. Since he's a flying dragon, I'm assuming that we can just sort of like keep up with him.
Okay, so your methodology for this is to essentially just send Kakapo out to handle it and hope.
Yeah.
Can I interject?
You may.
Why don't we all go on the airship together? And why don't we send you and your cousin and Kakapo essentially like to whatever our version of the crow's nest is. I know we have like a bridge structure, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to turn to Barbara and be like, you're going to be in charge of relaying information between them and Silas. So, I know you've wanted to work with them and I know you want to be a pilot. This is your opportunity to do that. To get some time in the cockpit and time talking to him and working with him.
Barrett is the one piloting.
Yeah.
Silas is your engineer.
I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah.
Anyway, Barrett,
I know it's been a while.
Yeah. That way, like, we all are looking for different things. Like, we're not just having Kakapo trying to do like some spirit hunting thing. It's like, okay, we have guesses. Like Silex has guesses as to where they are. And we've already relayed that information to Barrett. So we're flying that pattern. Barbara is responsible for looking for like physical signs.
Right. And then you've got you guys are doing what you can, where you can from the airship, I presume.
For spiritual signs.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think I understand. Yeah. So
yeah, airship style. Yeah, that way we can look down. Like we want
absolutely. That makes sense.
Yeah. We'll all help, obviously, but like since Barbara's doing this, I'll go do like Barbara's job, like Barbara's other typical work. Like,
got it.
Sure, I'm the CEO, man, or whatever. Like I'll just go do I'll go do whatever needs to be done.
Peleus, since you are essentially merged with Kakapo at this juncture,
yes,
it is not it is not like a fully external summon to you. It is infused directly with your mana, so it cannot like just run off wherever it wants.
All right.
You are a channel for it, so the activities are going to be yours. And I think in this particular case, give me an insight plus willpower check to determine the quality and how many checkboxes we can get on this clock for the search of Kawai's monsters. With an 11, you find between yourself and Kakapo that you've picked up on a ley line that is somewhat disrupted, which, based on your interactions previously with Dr. Kawai, does seem like something quite suspicious. So as you are navigating around, Kakapo kind of senses this channel and starts directing, like wanting to run down the ley line, as it were.
And I'll be like, guys, over that way. It's that way.
Exactly.
And Barbara will tell you what that actually means.
Exactly. Barbara actually relays that into useful directions. As you're using Kakapo, however, you do get an additional segment of the clock filled. So you get 2 segments, which is quite good.
Yes.
Flink, what skills are you using to assist in this? You've been directed down this ley line. What insight or mentality are you applying to this situation to try and advance it?
I think I would be hanging out.
Captain Flink, remember, you're in charge.
Yeah, I'm probably in a cockpit and utilizing my telescope to look for signs visually.
Okay, give me an insight plus insight check. That feels appropriate if it's purely visual examination. That is another 11, a possible success, 1 additional segment. As you are, scoping through your telescope, you do find minor disruptions with the way that the wildlife here is navigating, the undersea wildlife across this ley line, which reinforces your decision to travel down this path. What is anyone else in the party contributing? If they feel that they can contribute, it's very possible that their contribution will be sit down, shut up, and stay out the way, which is reasonable.
Yeah, I'm just helping around the ship. I don't think I can contribute anything to this.
I would say, how about this? How about GAWAIN and Silex are doing Barbara's duties, right?
Okay.
Like, she's really efficient at it at this point. We aren't. It's going to take both of us to get all the grunt work done.
Okay.
While she's up there doing that.
Which, is useful in and of itself and means that the ship isn't slowed down by the amount of people working on detection and such. But doesn't
each
in
half
itself
of Barbara
contribute to the
detecting
situation.
Roll for Barbara for us.
Roll for Barbara.
and then going then Silex and I can feel like we contributed. Each got half of a Barbara roll out of it.
I'll tell you what, if anyone gets a crit, I will add an extra segment based purely on Barbara's assistance.
All right.
That's the upgrade that Barbara is providing. Because I feel like Barbara, she can contribute in her position, but she does also require a certain amount of luck to be able to do so. And it also means that I don't have to work out what her stats are.
I love that.
Okay, so you travel down this ley line and you get to like one of its terminuses. It is a location where it could go in multiple directions from here. Kakapo isn't immediately detecting a trail to path, and nor is Flink's scope able to scope out immediately where to go. It has, however, left you near Topple Rock. What are your actions from here to search out more and again? Are you doing something different? Are you trying to pursue the exact same methodology, which may become more difficult given the context? What are you seeking out between Flink and Peleus?
I'm going to continue with the same methodology.
Okay. In that case, the difficulty is going to be 12, but it'll be the same roll.
All right, so that's insight plus willpower.
Exactly.
Shit.
That is a 9. You do not manage to contribute to the search, as there's just too much going on here. It's like a dog trying to detect meat in a meat factory, right? There is just so much maelstrom of energy happening here that it's just being challenging.
Find me the prime rib boy.
Yeah. Guys, I'm smelling too much spirituality here. I might need a minute.
Flink, what are you doing to try and progress?
I think I'm going to do the same again as well, although I do have an idea for how to approach it from a different angle.
Okay.
But first, we do the same. Just look around.
If that's the case, if you're just looking around, it's going to be a 12 difficulty now, as you lack additional context of the immediacy of the animal's behavior in the immediate area. So you're just going to have to search that much harder to detect any changes.
Okay, come on. I've got good eyes. Ah!
Ooh, that's a failure.
Oh, so close.
Because it's
Indeed.
at 11, hey.
Can you fab that?
Oh, can I fab that?
You can spend Fabula points to either re-roll or add the bond to the check, but you'd have to explain how your bond provides you a benefit.
Yeah, that might be...
Your bond with me!
You
only need one.
Yeah, that's
y'all are
true.
working on this together. You know, Silex and I are just down here vibing.
No, actually, I can invoke my bond with Gawain, who suffers consequences because of the poison thingies, and this might be key to his recovering.
Okay, so you're essentially going like, no, I need to do this for Gawain. I can't risk potentially it going wrong. Okay, you can expend that bond. Perfect.
So
Sweet.
good.
Okay, so your determination means that you spend those, extra moments in time, and you see, deep below you in the distance, a school of fish takes a turn that just doesn't fit quite right. And while you're not confident, you suggest that if we don't have a better place to start, that's the direction that we start going in. That little sense, at the back of your head that goes, that doesn't feel quite right. If you hadn't have seen it, you'd say it was purely a hunch. But you start along that direction. It's going to take you slightly north.
Oh. Well, how's the ether feeling around here, Peleus?
It's difficult to say. You're still very, as of this moment, you're still very close to the immediacy of the location.
All right.
However,
close.
Something happens. Dun, dun, dun! As you are flying through this area, appear to have, in your deliberate, searching out of stuff, you appear to have flown too close to a flock of savage seabirds that immediately, being in mating season and their predatory and aggressive behaviors as such, immediately assail the vessel.
Oh, nice. It's like you got to play the Skies of Arcadia, or the metaphor. Like, when you get the battle on top of the...
Exactly. Now, as previously stated, we're in a new scene, so Peleus, you will need to spend an additional 10 MP if you want to maintain your...
All right, that gives me 27 MP.
Hey, Kiba. What's up, Kiba? Why are we declaring stuff? 2 octopus. Oh, fuck's sake. Okay.
I will say, in return for those 2 octopus, could we have a searching for monsters just added to the thing so that it makes it slightly easier? Or the difficulty reduced slightly?
Nah, we're fine. We got this. We got this.
Yeah, we're just going to feed you with some elixirs after you drop to... You got a nice 27, yeah. After you drop to 17, after the scene.
Okay.
Oh, it's so cute.
It is cute.
I don't want to hurt these.
Well, tough. You're assaulted by 3 scavenger birds who are dragging with them flying octopodes. They're not called flying octopodes because they fly. They're called flying octopus because of the symbiotic relationship between the octopodes and the scavengers.
All right, yeah.
Ah.
We only make enemies fresh to order here. We
Yeah.
you know, we hope you understand and will accommodate the wait in order to get fresh food.
Exactly. I'm going to say that these specific octopodes will lose the flying trait when their appropriate, is dealt with. So if you kill the scavenger that they're
Okay.
being carried by, they
Okay.
lose their flying trait.
I'm in for it. Can I go?
Yes, I'm just typing a couple things.
Sick. I'm gonna go. Oh, whoops! I forgot to target them. We have cool things now.
You do indeed have cool things.
There we go.
All right, so which one are you targeting? The cruel scavenger and top. Okay, you're hitting both of them
barraged.
because you're using
So-
barrage. Excellent.
Yes.
And you're doing normal damage, leveling 17 damage because you rolled a 21 to hit, which is fucking vile. I just want to vile, genuinely terrifyingly vile. Okay, so the drunk scavenger is going to assault Gawain with its hook beak. And miss, I believe. Which is horrifying. It's very, very disappointing. Flink, Silex, Peleus, you're up.
I think I can go next. I can go ahead and guard Peleus. Guard action.
Yay.
The click on cover.
I need to remember how I play this.
Cover, you can add that, but you don't need to. It's not important.
Okay.
You've already gained your resistances automatically as a function of the system anyway.
Beautiful.
Okay, so Silex takes the guard action, which means that it is the Flying Octopus action, which is going to take the Stinging Tentacle action against Silex. Oh, I had two targets there, my bad. That was only against Silex, which is a miss regardless. Sadly and brokenheartedly. It is now the party's action is Flink, Peleus.
I'm going to bonk the restless scavenge bird with my stick. So
You could
that's-
lightning it for just 20 automatic damage.
Could? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Pulse is
got pulse.
active.
Target and click pulse. All right, so who are you targeting? Oh, I see who you're targeting. They just instantly get bolted. They don't like that. That hurts. That hurts. That hurts the bird.
Yeah, emotionally.
Can I see Crisis show up?
You did see Crisis go up.
Because I don't actually see the old Crisis symbol.
Oh well, whatever.
Whatever. Future problem.
Future problems, a whole bunch of new systems, and I'm still programming in the monsters.
Monster turn.
Okay, so monster turn, and the restless scavenger is going to use its putrid talons on Peleus, which is not a ranged attack. It is a melee type attack, which means I believe Silex, you were covering Peleus.
Indeed.
So it is retargeted against you. That is a 10 versus your defense, which misses.
Correct.
These guys don't have animations. I didn't set them up.
Have we reacted to the fact that given the situation, the fact that Peleus can just be like, yeah, I do 20 damage to that guy, not negotiable. Yeah. It's
it's completely non-negotiable. It just occurs. It's violent.
Especially as Peleus gets more damage types and can make it anything. It's going to be fabulous because that could be 40.
I mean, Peleus already had, like, if they were weak to Earth, Peleus could summon and trigger it each turn. Oh my god, Shattered Ice, please. I can't add any more numbers. The drunk one is empowered with bad breath. Hell yeah, okay. Okay, Drunk Scavenger is empowered with bad breath.
Are we talking Final Fantasy VIII style? Because that would be a debuff.
Yeah, we're
I
about
know
to get
exact-
World Road.
I know exactly
Oh,
what this
no.
is going to have.
It's gonna have the freaking Direx's poison breath.
100%. That's exactly what it's getting.
All right, with the restless scavenger being in crisis, I'm just going to throw my Direx's spine single attack.
Nice.
That's
That's a
fancy, but-
miss.
Wow, there's been a lot of misses this round.
Yeah. The anxious flying octopus is going to use its acid touch ability on Flink. 19 verse that's a crit. That's a crit.
Well,
That's a crit. The
Hold
opposing
on.
force has an opportunity. Oh,
Hold on.
and he
I
gets
will-
protected. Okay.
I will protect it. I do not dodge it, but
You do take half damage because you're resistant. It should just apply
Oh, thank you.
automatically.
so I should be able to do this.
Yeah. I will deal with it on your behalf.
Does it also apply your like flat damage?
Yes.
Mitigation, we'll see.
Oh, sorry. It wouldn't. I don't think that's programmed into it. So you take 9 damage and then you have to manually heal up 5. So you took 4 damage from that.
Perfect.
The cruel scavenger is going to assault Gawain and miss.
You're too slow.
Okay, we're in a new round of combat. Party actions.
All right. I expended protect. Let me recharge that. Let me go first. Guard wears off. Cover I can't seem to take off, which is weird. I will turn on. Oh, there we go. That's how I get rid of it. Let me turn on retaliation damage bonus because I used protect, and I'm going to hit the restless scavenger. No, I didn't target it. Dang it.
Okay, excellent. You're attacking the restless scavenger. And a 9 is a miss.
the 14.
Oh, 14? Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't scroll
rolled
down.
14.
My bad.
Yeah.
That's a hit.
yeah.
Okay, so that's Silex's turn. Oh, you know what? The drunk scavenger is going to use its action to use a poison breath on Silex, Peleus, and Flink.
That's right. You keep that poison away from me.
Oh wait, I think 9 might actually affect me.
It's a hit on Peleus and Flink nominally. However, I think Silex is going to make it go away.
I can intercept this for Peleus.
Flink!
I take it like a man. A cowardly man, but a man.
You take 19 damage from a poison breath.
Ah, it stinks.
Party actions. All right, Gawain shoots some birds and hits them, knocking out the, or murdering the restless scavenger. The anxious flying octopus is going to use its stinging tentacle on Silex. And miss with a 13. Of course it does.
It wasn't even close.
Wasn't even close. Didn't stand a chance. Party actions.
All right, I'm just going to pulse at the drunk scavenger.
Excellent. It just deals 20 straight damage. Very
Beautiful.
effective. Very casual.
Yes.
The cruel scavenger is going to target Flink with putrid talons.
God damn it.
So
Ugh.
much poison damage.
I can't
So-
protect that one. I'm sorry.
I take that. I do become poisoned.
Flink is now in crisis. Oh, disgusting.
Oh,
Flink is your action.
Yeah, I'm going to, do the only reasonable thing and hide behind Peleas, who is hiding behind Silex.
Nice. Nice. Flink takes the guard action. Perplexed flying octopus will target Gawain with acid touch. He's
Bring
no longer
it.
flying, so he can't breach guards and whatnot. Missing with a
Does
10.
not hit me.
The acid touch of the perplexed flying octopus is suboptimal. We start a new round.
I'll reset protect. I'll go first. I will hit the thing that is now on the ground that I can reach more easily.
Remember to target it.
Better for punching. I am targeted preemptively. I was prepared for this.
That's a critical hit.
Let's go.
Nice.
You
All right,
deal
opportunities.
19 damage, effectively pummeling it. You've also gained an opportunity. What would you like to do with that opportunity? Remember, you can use opportunities to fill clocks, but you'd have to explain how beating that thing up gave you either some insight or some information into filling the clock.
Okay, when I hit it, I notice some poison residue similar to what was in Gawain spill out of the wound, leading me to believe that like the whole area around the ley line that we're traveling is contaminated with this spiritual magic, and
that works.
It is a confirmation that we are headed the right direction.
Excellent. I am more than content to fill the clock, expending that opportunity. Technically, the opposing force still does have an opportunity available right now, which the drunk scavenger is going to use as it attempts to use poison breath on Peleus and Silex.
Ah!
All right. Well, not much I can do about that.
In that case, it looks like I'm taking the poison and the 22 damage.
That is correct.
Okay, apply damage.
Which uses now the party actions.
Right. I'm going to keep shooting, guys.
All right.
Anyways.
Anyway, I started blasting.
Yeah.
Okay, so having effectively hit, you never miss. You never miss. 0% miss chance. The drunk scavenger's already acted. Perplexed flying octopus will engage with Peleus and attempt to sting Peleus.
And we'll just take that one.
Ah! Oh, good.
Nice.
Thank you.
Party actions. Flink, Peleus.
I'm gonna hit a thing. I don't know which thing to hit, so I'm just gonna go back to the drunk scavenger again.
That's
And
probably
Perfectly
best.
valid choice. It is in crisis.
hit it with the...
Excellent. You tag it with the bolt damage, delivering another 20 damage just casually. No worries. Zero concern.
Yes.
That's Peleus's action. The anxious flying octopus is going to use acid touch on Silex. And miss with a 12. I'm shocked. Absolutely shocked. Flink, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm going to try to kill that cruel scavenger before it gets its turn here. Single-handed attack. Come on. God damn it.
Oh,
Oh, it would have done so much damage.
it would have done so. You could spend you have Fabula points, you know.
I do have one Fabula point. You know what? I do need to use this one. I'm kind of dying. I would like to not die and fight for my life, for my survival. Is that okay with you?
I think that's, you know, under the theme of getting courageous. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, like everybody else is doing great. Why am I struggling so much? I need to do better. Fuck my life.
Oh my god, it was the same.
The exact same on the exact same dice. Game's like, nah, bruv. Nah. Fuck you.
Go back to the start. Go train
You
again,
in
Flink.
particular. All right, it
my
is the
God, as
Cruel
well.
Scavenger's action. The Cruel Scavenger will target Gawain with Putrid Talons.
Bring it.
And a miss with a 3. That's a
Crit fail.
fumble.
Ooh.
You get an opportunity that you can if you can describe, Gawain, how that opportunity would advance you right of this moment, you can avail yourself of it. Otherwise, you can store it and use it later for some advantage.
I'm going to store it and use it later
Excellent.
for some advantage.
Okay, party actions.
I will hit the perplexed octopus and give him the what for.
You give the perplexed octopus the what for, delivering 20 physical damage. Rolling a 12
21.
misses the 21.
If it matters.
Oh, because it has retaliation bonus damage, right? It doesn't matter, but it may matter later. Who's to say? Nonetheless, it's pretty beat up. You've hurt it quite badly, actually. It's kind of, but you've done it pretty badly. The perplexed scavenger is going to attempt to acid touch you and miss. I'm shocked. It missed. I'm shocked.
Okay, before anybody gets any wild ideas, Flink is going to guard again.
Excellent.
Getting
Flink
6
guards.
HP back.
Drunk scat. I love the fact that you can just do that. That terrifies me as a GM.
No longer in crisis.
It's true. The drunk scavenger, however, is going to try and return you to crisis with its hook beak. And it's going to miss with a 5. God, these guys are rolling terribly.
Hell yeah.
Gawain Peleus.
All right.
So anyway, I started blasting. Oh, sorry, Peleus.
Bat, 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 bat.
It's fine.
You have
Hey, oh.
rendered to death the drunk scavenger.
How is the Cruel Scavenger still up? I've been targeting him like he's been hit by every single one of these attacks.
Because Peleus wasn't hitting him. Peleus hit the other two with Bolt.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
fine.
about power, not speed.
No, that's fine. You finish him off, baby.
All right, time to finish him off. In that case,
Well, don't they get to attack first? Because going.
They do. I was just looking at something.
Thought maybe we had
apologies.
an economy at this point.
Cruel Scavenger is going to, having just been shot by Gawain, is going to get the Putrid Talons in and miss with a 7. Nice. Peleus, you're up.
Can I not just do my previous attack when they
Yeah, just click.
pulse
yeah.
on the Cruel
Yeah, okay.
Scavenger?
You just pulse it. Got it. No need to
Yeah.
click extra buttons then. You eliminate the Cruel Scavenger.
At 2 HP left.
Bring the anxious flying octopus crashing to the ground. The anxious flying octopus will, now that it's got a reason to engage, will attempt to sting Peleus.
Ah,
Oh.
And crit, but the crit gets redirected against Silex.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
It doesn't hit you, but it does still gain
It-
the opportunity of it.
Does.
Which someone or something of your choice suddenly appears on the scene.
Are we calling reinforcements?
More birds.
Barbara.
Someone or something. Hold on. Silex, as you noticed before with the flying octopus, it did have that slight weeping drip of poison coming out of it. And you know what that means? It's probably some kind of freakish, corrupted creature. And you realize this because what happens is one of Kawai's horrifying mutant monsters tears its way out of this damaged, beaten flying octopus as a Shurexus appears before you and is added to the combat order. They will not act this round, but they will act next round.
Okay.
This has just turned into a boss fight.
No.
It's fine. We're handling this well. I mean, Flink's a little worse for wear, but otherwise we're good.
Totally
Okay.
fine. I'm good. Go on.
Party actions.
Who's left?
Okay. Can we just talk briefly? Because
Yeah,
I
you can
just
do
want to make sure that my assumptions are accurate here. Could Peleus cleanse the Shirexis, or would Peleus be in the market of cleansing the octopus in this scenario?
At this juncture, what has happened to the first octopus is the Shirexis has torn its way from the inside out, meaning that the octopus that was there is now shreds of flesh on the deck.
It's dead.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. This is what could have happened to me.
This is
Yeah.
possibly what could have happened to you. It is possible that the other octopus is infected, quote unquote, in some way, but you have no information to confirm or deny that. You haven't seen any clear indicators or otherwise declared them.
Put a hole in it, then we'll see.
Okay, well, what I'll do is I'll just shoot the octopus, but I'm going to be, watching for the bullet wound in a way that I normally wouldn't.
Yeah, okay, you're trying to examine it.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I didn't target the octopus.
Absolutely
No,
fine.
we didn't get the pretty animation. Sorry.
Yeah, that's your fault though. You get to suffer for that, you know?
Yeah, I didn't get it.
It takes 17 HP of damage. It doesn't seem to have affected it strangely thus far. The Zenshirexis will target Silex and Gawain with its poison breath
Bring it on.
and miss both of them by rolling a 5.
Let's go.
Let's go. It was almost a crit fail. That would have been beautiful.
Incredible. Party actions.
I'll go next. Reset, protect, and take advantage of my damage. I will hit the Zenshirexis. It is targeted. All is well. And
And that's a miss.
I will not. It's much harder than the others. Also, I have noticed my modifier does change from 10 to 11 depending on whether or not retaliation bonus damage is on. So it is working.
Oh, nice. Okay. The anxious
Anyway.
flying octopus, it being anxious, but still in generally good health, will be attempting to target Flink with its stinging tentacle. And it will miss.
Oh, do you guys
Man,
have a
with a 4.
priority? Like, I guess we should kill the Shirexis now. That's what I should care about.
Okay, Flink, Peleus. Actions.
All right, I'm gonna hit the Shirexis.
I love the 20 damage every turn. It's great.
Yeah, I'm
It's
moving.
so good.
Sorry, who are you targeting with that? The Shirexis?
Yes.
Excellent. You deliver 20 damage to the Shirexis. Flink. Actions.
All right. This time, for sure.
Okay. Do you
This
remember?
time for
Do you remember
sure.
that this is a poison monster?
This is a poison monster. I'm going to use my Death Ufuda single hand attack.
Excellent.
An 8! That's one more than last time.
It's a miss.
Yeah, I know.
It's a miss.
It's
See what I can do if I concentrate, if I put my mind to it.
All right. New party actions. Who dis?
Well, I don't need to go, so someone else may take the lead.
Look,
After my embarrassing
I
performance.
will always shoot a guy. All right, don't worry. Bam!
I'm just ready. Gawain's just like, I'm ready to shoot a man. Always prepared. You do 16 damage, 19 on the 19 to hit. The Zenshirexis is going to use Vicious Bite on... Oh, actually, it's going to use Poison Flick on Gawain and Flink.
Poison Flink?
Poison Flick, not
Wow.
Poison Flink.
Wow.
This is a ranged attack! Oh, it doesn't miss.
I am like the luckiest guy today.
You deserve it after last
This is with a
time.
4. Party actions.
Maybe I
guess
should befriend
I'll-
the Shurexus. It misses like I do.
You can go ahead if you want to. Go take your
No, we
take your
got something
opportunity.
worse here.
Oh,
Something's
we got it.
happening again.
We've got a narrative declaration.
We have
Oh
another.
god, no.
What's happening?
Grave knocks the last octopus in the butt. But they're flying! How big would it have to be?
Well, didn't they lose the flying when the bird got knocked
you're
down?
Yeah, they
on
got
an
dropped.
airship.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
on an airship. This is
He's
like
like, we're all flying.
It could be an airwave.
I'm understanding now.
It could be
Like-
turbulence.
yeah, it's an airship. They're flying above. It can go on the sea. Okay, fine. Gust of wind. Okay.
The octopus just wee. Back
So-
to the ocean I go.
I'm gonna wait.
The heavy winds are roiling. We didn't notice them earlier because they weren't narratively important. Fact, the scavenger mating season.
I'll make this work for you.
The scavenger mating season only happens in these heavy winds, right? That's kind of why they're such a danger, because they can be blown on the course of a ship and then they attack it out of
You have
aggression.
a great idea then.
Okay, what's the idea?
After combat.
Oh, okay, got it. And this sudden whipping gust of wind rips across the deck. Pretty much everyone kind of have to reflexively hunker down. But this lightweight flying octopus, having evolved symbiotically with the scavengers, is just whipped right off the deck.
Bye.
It looks slightly betrayed as it waggles its tentacles towards the deck, and then it disappears below.
Perfect.
Incredible.
Increase the narrative declaration timer.
No, I mean, this is fine. It's also giving the party XP, right? Because that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4. That's an
4, yeah.
entire
I want that.
XP.
Should be 5 points total. 4 from chat.
Yes.
6.
6. Flink
Yeah, I
used
spent
2
both of mine.
for the thing.
I didn't track that one. You're right.
Okay. Sorry. What party actions? What are you? Just 4 target markers over this guy. He's so.
We can go in any order, right? So I'll just
Yeah.
go defend.
Okay. You defend. Pele, Silas, Gawain.
I will begin with the smacking.
Excellent. You smack the Shurexus for 19 damage, rolling a 17 to hit. It is effective damage. Gawain misses. He's missed with a 12 of missed.
Oh wait, really?
Yes.
That's kind of
Gawain's so
convenient,
distracted
to be
by the-
honest. Mm.
He's still waving at the octopus. It's fine.
Yeah. Gawain is just like, thinking, I wonder what's going to happen to that octopus. I guess it must be pretty light since it was being carried around. But was it terminal velocity too much? Is it going to get hurt on the way down? Wait.
Silex and I we're becoming the Bash
spend a
Brothers
popular
today.
point to reroll that? Nice.
I didn't re-roll it. I pushed it.
Oh, pushed it. Oh, okay.
Look, man, I'm just trying to level up here.
No, I understand. Okay, so that's 7 total points spent. Peleus, you wanna tase it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna tase him. Ah!
I like the idea of Kakapo Pulse actually just being like a taser on the end of your staff for you.
Yeah,
You're like,
I just-
"Ha-ha!"
It arcs between the wings. A very
yeah, exactly. It's like a cattle prod.
The Zen Shurexus is no longer Zen, as it is a pile of molten nothing. You have successfully just fucking annihilated it.
Let's go.
I'm going to use my opportunity now. Given So I have two pieces of information basically, right? Like I shot all these birds down. That was like what I
Yes.
focused on at the beginning of the fight. I was watching the wind patterns the whole time, their gliding, etc. And then now apparently it's their mating season or whatever.
It's the birds'
My
mating
thought,
season in the heavy wind.
Based
yes.
on this poison and the wind patterns, is that we could potentially follow these birds to find the source of the poison. Like, right, it would have followed the same.
Okay, I think I understand like what you're kind of pushing forwards.
So like I would take that information up to like Silas and Barbara and be like, I mean, you guys know even more than I, but like this is what I observed. Like show them, be like, do you think that like we're narrow down our search area based on that?
Summer Snow, Shattered Ice, no. Yes, but no. But yes, that would be really cool. You just encounter a random huge poison monster in like 3 sessions time, and I'm like, yeah, that's how it goes. Anyway. Yeah, so if you're spending your opportunity for that, I think that's a reasonable interpretation. You kind of put your heads together and discuss this and suggest following it. I'm comfortable with you just spending the opportunity to fill out the meter, which means you add 2 more points in your clock, which means the meter's full.
There we go.
Gawain, could you teach me how to better aim?
How to better aim?
Yeah, I kind of missed every single throw in this fight.
I mean, we're flying out in the middle of nowhere. We can set up like a range on the deck. Silas and I already Silas is actually also a great shot. I mean, Silas. I've been practicing with him for like 4 or 5 years. We'd love to have another friend out there with us.
It sounds good. Don't worry.
Okay. So, Flink, just putting this out there, but maybe it's because you're fighting with kunai up in the wind, and Gawain's fighting with bullets.
Oh, you mean I'm not throwing hard enough?
Like, not as
I need more
hard as a
muscle power.
bullet, and your things are bigger, so maybe they've just gotten, deflected by the wind a bit.
That's what I like about you, Peleas. You can analyze situations perfectly sometimes. So all I need to do is learn how to throw as fast as a bullet.
In the wind.
In the wind, yeah. Okay. So that's where my training starts. Fantastic.
Blink, hate to break this one to you. You're going to need some magic for that.
Okay, we'll teach you magic.
Yeah, I don't know if I can learn magic.
No, we can definitely get you some sort of accessory that does some magic.
Oh, accessories.
Yeah, they exist some places. I've heard of artifacts.
That actually sounds enticing. And then I don't have to put in the work.
All right.
I'm going to interject that, Minerva could make herself go really fast. I wonder, either that would obviously be good for Flink, but also maybe Flink could, make his knives go really fast.
Isn't Minerva called, what is it called? A temporal magician or something?
Entropist. There's a lot of temporal magic happening there.
That sounds cool.
Which is a, out of character for a moment, which is a thread that we should pull at some point.
What, entropy?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Like going into an entropist school, trying to get Minerva help.
Yes, I agree with that 1,000%.
Yeah.
I also have some machinations for. I think that's the secret 4th class one day.
I was looking at that one as well, I think.
Jam is just like, I'm going to date Minerva Tass so that I can get Entropist.
That's how Fire Emblem. It's like my understanding of how the class system works in JRPGs. You
absolutely.
date someone in order to get access to their class. Right?
You date, have a baby, steal their class. That's how it works.
Yeah, I mean, our kid would have access to a lot of good stuff. I bet their stats would be good. I bet that kid would be a powerhouse. A total Sophie, if you will.
Absolutely. Big mage energy. Lots of defense as well. Very good. So as far as the fact is, you've gathered a lot of information, collect this information together, and you filled out the clock, which means that you have a pretty comfortable idea of what to do next, which is if you follow those scavenger birds, you'll probably find the source of wherever they're feeding or generally interacting. And you're probably going to find something linked to Kauai. Your path kind of took you from like Roshni Port up this way a bit, and then you progressed out towards Topple Rock, and then up to the north some. Oh, you know what? I was thinking about having it be something else, but then I realized that Twerkle's Turtle was something that someone put in here with a narrative declaration. And it was if you remember, Twerkle's Turtle was an island that was discovered to be a turtle by Dr. Twerkle.
Right.
Yep.
And it is also where your investigatory thread leads you. As you follow these scavengers, you find that obviously you keep a reasonable distance, not wanting to get assaulted again, and you find yourself riding towards Twerkle's Turtle, and you see them land on the quote-unquote beach. Obviously, it's... I say quote-unquote beach. The entity that has been here for so long that it very much seems in all aspects like an island. There are rocks and dirt and so on in this place. It is indistinguishable from an island to the traditional outlook. And it would take someone of a significant scientific knowledge and digging and exploration here to be actually able to identify that it was this supermassive turtle. Meaning that as far as you're concerned, it is a traditional island. And as you arrive here on this beach, you find here a smattering of dead animals, presumably based on the information that you've acquired, they've died from consuming some kind of poison substance and have subsequently been ripe for consumption by these scavengers who apparently have a much hardier digestive system than you expected. Fun fact, actually, Gawain, after you take a moment to kind of identify stuff, Gawain, you would know those guys were actually immune to poison damage. They're immune to poison. Which probably is the reason why they weren't infected, but their symbiotic octopodes were.
Yeah. Sad for the octopus buddies.
Oh, so even if I had hit.
Yeah, I know. I was...
Would have done no damage.
I want to be clear, when I offered you when I was like, hey, you could re-roll that, I didn't know they were immune to poison. I double-checked the sheet afterwards. And when you were re-rolling it, I was like, please don't succeed or I'm going to feel like such an asshole.
Wow, you guys heard it here. Lag was hoping that we would fail. Wow. Wow, toxic GM.
But I would have felt so bad. Please spend your precious resource. Oops. It's immune.
Fell right into your trap.
Wow, that was a full-on snicker.
You believe that at least one of the projectiles was released and impacted into this location. You'd have to explore more on the ground to work out where to go from here. These are like, the initial description was like just your immediate observations. What is your objective and plans?
In that case, I'm just going to do a wide dismiss of Kakapo in order to get all of our health. Oh, wait, how much health does that give us?
It would recover 15 HP for potentially everyone in the scene.
Okay. So everybody gets 15 health.
What would the beach episode in this would be so homoerotic, like in the best way?
It would be obnoxiously homoerotic, but like also I would respect that.
I bet you we could figure out a way to play like volleyball against some sexy rivals on the beach at some point.
Yeah.
What, you think that like Minerva Tass doesn't have an entire team of like strong, muscular sailors who aren't ready to like play volleyball a moment's notice?
Yeah, I bet she does. I look forward to those drawings, Sama.
No, the volleyball game is you three versus me.
Minerva sitting in her wheelchair, she's like, I just want to watch.
Yeah.
Telling people what to do.
She does have a swimsuit on, obviously.
Yeah, obviously
Yeah.
she still has the swimsuit on.
Oh my gosh, this has to happen now.
That's kind of her vibe anyway, telling everyone what to do.
Has everyone recovered 15 HP from the Kakapo's Dismiss?
Yeah.
Indeed.
Excellent. You're at the island / turtle of Twerkle's Turtle. You know academically that it's a turtle, but functionally it is an island and abides by most of the standard ecology of that. What actions are you taking to search the area, investigate, whatever? Like, this is definitely a clear sign that it either landed here or near here.
So we're still in the air, right?
Yes, if you want to be.
So the first thing we should do is circle the island and see if we can find the whatever the torpedo pod thing was.
Okay, so
if it
from the air.
impacted the shallows or on the beach, and then work from there.
I'm gonna call Barbara down, the hold or whatever you'd call it,
Okay.
the staging area. Be like, all right, it's back to business.
Barbara understands and is back to doing the crew work of the vessel.
Yeah, because I'm like, we're about to have to rope down. So like, I was like, no, I actually need you here. Like, to run the
Having
rope.
enjoyed the
Yeah.
relative break from the large amount of manual labor that goes into keeping the ship running.
I think I will also just directly offer to her, like, hey, you know, throw some of that, like any of that stuff that can wait. Throw that at me and Silex. Okay. You know, if you got like some stuff that needs to be moved, just leave it for us.
She seems appreciative of not having to do all the physical labor.
You're doing too much. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I like the
But
idea that you
also-
realize this after needing to do her job for a while.
Yeah. It's like okay. One, I respect how hard you've been working, and two, like I can't let you do more stuff like, you know, in the cockpit if you have all this shit to do. So Silex and I are going to take on the real grunt work.
So you take an examination from the air. I think this would be a perfect time for a group check.
Yes.
Oh. Group check.
So if I remember how to do group checks, you click the
remember how
group
to
check
do-
button. And this is going to be a difficulty. I'm going to say 12 because you're trying to search it from the air. Flink, I think you're leading this group check.
Of course I do. I'm the captain.
And
Yes.
I think insight plus insight, since you're just, you just all got your eyes open. So group check, insight plus insight, difficulty 12.
The group difficulty is 12. The support is 10 by default.
Yes.
And insight,
that is
insight, right?
Yes, that is what we want.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
that puts it to the thing. And then now you, the players, should be able to click on that to support the group check. And then once everyone's supported it, Flink can then roll it. Okay, so the only one that's succeeded to help would be no idea. It doesn't say.
We don't
Good
know.
question, right?
Right,
is it
because
rolling?
it's
Weird
rolling
dice.
from the ship. Does anyone have an insight higher than 8?
Mine is
Uh,
10.
Okay. Anyone know who rolled first?
I don't think it was me.
I
We
think
rolled
I did.
so close together.
Shoot.
It
Okay.
was 3 seconds apart. I think I did first.
That sounds right.
I think I might have done it last.
Just to work it out, I'm just going to re-roll one of the failures as it stands, and we'll see what happens. Still a failure. So
Love it.
Oh, we used the Fabula point. Nice.
Flink.
I'll roll the group check, right?
yeah, you now roll the group check as Flink, and it should roll with a +1 on the insight plus insight roll.
Automatically, right? Let's see. I don't think it rolled with a +1.
It did
But
not
it
roll with a
doesn't
+1, but it doesn't matter.
It also rolls not with my stats, but that's to be expected. Well, that's... No, 8 is right. Yeah.
Yeah, it is right. I've rolled with your stats, I believe. It says Flink at the top rather than the party.
Oh,
So
yeah.
originated
the only
from
one.
Flink.
Hmm.
Yep. I didn't roll with the mod, though. So, whatever.
Yeah, that's a 9. Well, I don't have a point.
Yeah, no, that...
The captain sucks.
I have a Fabula point I could do as a group check. I'll be like,
well, that was the examine from the air group check. It did not succeed. And as such, your attempts to search from the air do not glean useful information as it pertains to finding the poison. You do, however, gain information about the general arrangement of the island. You note that there is a small cave on the northern shore. Well, I say small. Less than city-sized, larger than boat-sized.
Okay.
Yeah, large enough that we could identify it as cave from the air.
A
Yes.
large cavern of some kind. Of
So, yeah.
unknown expanse.
Yes. There is, on the eastern side, there is decidedly more large trees and vegetation. And on the southern side, there is an intense enough reef in the water where it's grown out with corals and such that it's readily identifiable from the air, which generally suggests it's very thriving in that location.
Well, why don't we go down where we saw like the wreckage on the beach? Is that what we like of the
You only saw
capital?
poison and dead animals. You
Yeah.
hadn't found the wreckage from the air. Given the scale of things, you'd probably have to search on the ground to find wreckage if it was there.
Okay, my second thought is let's go to where the wildlife is.
Yeah,
Let's
I
go to
would
that
agree
reef.
that going to the reef, if anything's amiss, the reef will be the first place where it'll show.
So obviously the reef is partially submerged. You will end up in the water if you're searching around there.
Yeah.
I mean, the reef itself is fully submerged, but the area, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, we're gonna go not to the act. We're gonna go near it.
Yes. Okay. So I presume you land the boat in the water and
With the reef there, I think that's probably really dangerous, right? We be fast roping, man.
okay. You
But I have
fast rope
no
down to
system
the
for it.
island
That's why
rather
I
than
brought
land.
Barbara down here. Yeah.
No, that's fair. That's fair. You have that capability.
So the four of us can just go.
You use the grapple to fast rope down to the island. The airship, you've got your flare communication system when you need it, if you need it. But for the immediacy, it is simply circumnavigating the island. Keeping an eye on you and generally keeping mobile for security.
Yep. Perfect.
You travel down to the island near the reef and move to go and examine it more properly. Are you using like a specific investigation technique, or are you just going there and taking a look?
I guess I'm the ecologist, if you will. So I'm looking for. I guess we should be looking for two things. One, evidence of the actual pod, right? It should have left destruction. It should be around. It would be non-natural.
I mean, the most likely place of the pod would be on the scavenger birds location, which is like on the left of the island where you're going south.
Okay.
But because that was the beach where you saw that there was poison stuff on the beach.
Gotcha. Here I want to look for then ecosystem, I guess, evidence.
Okay.
Does everything look right?
Okay, so roll me insight plus insight. A 10 is enough to ascertain that this reef is incredibly energetic and vibrant with life to like a somewhat strange amount. It is obnoxiously alive here to the point where you would have to assume that there is some ecological function of the local area which is causing it to be heavily and highly vital, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So step one is let's write that down because I have a feeling that Peleus is going to want to come back here later.
Right.
And the second one is let's go to the western side of the island. Let's hike over there.
So the western
See what we
side
can
where the boat
see.
was, that was the beach at the start.
Yeah.
Okay.
The beach where we think that we might
Gotcha.
find the
So-
source of any potential problems. Basically, we've confirmed that it hasn't spread over here for some reason, but
Yeah, like it seems okay from a cursory examination. You haven't got like sample bottles and you're not breaking stuff off, but
yeah.
From what you can see, it just seems very vital here. There's no like random dead animals hanging around the place or anything like that. So you go westerly. You head towards the western side, back to the island with the scavenger birds. They are a distinct threat when they're around. So it is actually kind of hard to get onto the beach directly and examine them if you don't want to potentially risk having to deal with them. However, as you move up on the beach, you do see fragments of glass and metal in the distance.
I think we're gonna have to go through those damn birds.
If you want to get to the fragments of glass and metal and examine them in proper, you will probably have to find a way to make sure you don't get harassed by the scavenger birds, because it's not going to be really possible to engage in examination when they're harassing you.
Yeah, I mean, we either have to kill them or get them away from here.
Certainly. Or find a way to just avoid them paying interest to you.
Yeah, I figure they're busy mating, so we're not the most interesting thing on the island there.
Certainly not the
It's a
most
good point.
interesting
It is
thing.
their matings.
But
Unless we're directly, like, interfering with them.
What do they eat? Do I know what they eat?
as scavengers, they eat pretty much anything.
They eat pretty much anything. Okay.
Like, I mean, if you want to try and hunt down an animal and throw it around the place, that might work.
That's
to
kind of what I
distract
was
them.
thinking. Like, kind of just like
You would have to
Bird
hunt something
chum.
down, though. That may take a while.
Wait, if the scavengers still eat each other pretty fine, so if we kill one, the rest will probably want to feed on that one. But also that will make
Potentially.
us a danger.
Yes,
feed
that's
them
the
point.
other
That's a
point.
good idea.
Yeah.
I think that's fair to feed me to them. It's totally fair.
Are they going to have all the octopuses around with their symbiotic relationship? Are they going to pull out the finest octopus to be able to get a mate?
You don't. Is that what we're doing now? Is that how they do? Like they fly around. The one with the largest octopus gets the most mates.
Yeah, the male has to go fishing for octopi.
I
And
had
then-
imagined that they would mate midair, and they use the octopi to connect and hold on to each other, because birds connecting in midair is difficult.
No, I
Sure.
just imagine
You
they
know
would
what?
show off their octopus, and then they'll be like,
we don't need to worry too much. Some of the birds have octopuses, and they're flying around above you doing what they do. You
yeah.
don't need to concern yourself with the exact nature of that. This isn't a scavenger bird documentary.
Some of them have octopuses.
It could
Good
be.
to know. The other ones have what? It's like a 50-50 ratio, would you say?
It's just like some of them just seem to be carrying around an octopus for some reason. Because they have a symbiotic relationship and they work together, it seems.
Yeah.
Mm.
If you wanna go hit the books, you could travel all the way back to Talgard City to
mean,
find out exactly how and why.
Damn.
He doesn't know.
Jam is just like, I want to make the GM describe in graphic detail exactly how they mate.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we did not get David Attenborough tells us about
It's a
the
mystery.
today.
I'm going to have to find an AI generated
No.
David Attenborough voice and make that documentary.
Summer, no, bad Summer.
Okay, I'm kind of in for it. So anyhow, we got to get through these guys. You guys want to do the chum thing or blow them up? You guys want to be violent or violent?
Is there perhaps a non-violent alternative?
Yeah, okay, fine. There's a non-violent alternative, and it's called, like, I use ritual elementalism to blow the birds away.
I was thinking about something maybe a little more subtle.
Okay.
So I have been practicing in my free time, And I think that I might be able to participate in some elementalism myself.
Okay.
My plan would be to tunnel under the sand to get close to the wreckage without the birds being able to notice or interact, and investigate the wreckage under the surface, and then come back.
An
Yes.
interesting plan. If you were utilizing elementalism, you'd be essentially working against the water, as Yaya mentions, tunneling on an island. There's going to be a lot of water to concern yourself with.
Is Twerkle's turtle an island? I thought it was a giant turtle.
It's an
It
island on
is,
a
but
turtle.
the turtle's
Ah,
asleep.
it's an island on a turtle. Right, that makes sense. So we're not really above sea level, we're above shell level.
I don't need
Yeah.
a tunnel to walk through.
Can
I'm
we
like,
use the waves to
crawling.
just pull the stuff to us?
ooh.
That's a potential option as well.
How far away from the water is the stuff?
So the beach itself is lapped with water.
Mhm.
You're imagining that's why there were so many dead animals. Because it's lapped with water, the answer is at times there is water literally touching at least parts of the wreckage.
Okay. Then yeah, we can probably just use the water to do it. I thought that they were like further up the beach from like a high tide and the water had receded, so we had more sand to work with. But if it's there, then yeah, we can just have the water drag it over to us and not even worry about them. How do we do? Can we work together with this because we both have it?
I think it works as a group check, and I think the MP costs can be distributed amongst the ritualizers. I mean, ritual magic's pretty open, but this is well within the wheelhouse of elementalism if you're utilizing water as an elemental force to, like, essentially to manipulate the tidal force to push the wreckage towards you.
Yes.
So since we're not doing something directly related with the ground, the sand, I won't be able to help as much. I'm gonna have to have you take the lead here.
Channels are good for stuff like this.
Yeah.
And sand is malleable. So, like, that's where the combined efforts come in, right?
Okay, so Silex is going to be working on making the channels in the sand, where Gawain is going to be working on using the water to provide the actual force. Okay, I'm completely fine with that. I'm going to say within the context of the thing, it's going to cost 20 MP feels about right, and a difficulty of 11 because it is fairly challenging.
So 20 MP for each of us.
20 MP total, so you can distribute that amongst yourselves how you feel.
10 for each, I would
Yeah,
say.
just 50-50 it, yeah.
And this is a group check that Gawain is leading, and it's going to be based on his ritualism, which I believe is insight plus willpower.
I'm fairly confident that I cannot contribute.
Yeah, it's just me and Silex, unfortunately, I think.
Unless you
just
can
reasoning
invent a
that-
way in which you could assist, but I'm
Yeah, I mean-
unsure.
Peleas might have a way to assist, but no.
Fail.
Alex also failed. Nice.
Wait, but does that include our bond? Isn't it supposed to include our bond?
Okay, if any of the successful supporting characters have a bond towards the leader, the highest strength amongst those bonds is added to the leader's check, but only one of them. So if they both succeeded, you would get the best one of them.
Okay.
Okay.
But as it stands, you get nothing. Good luck.
All right.
Yes! Let's go!
Rolling the 5 on the D6 is a feels good.
Nice. So, you managed to convey a significant amount of the wreckage towards you. Not all of it. It isn't 100%, but a significant amount of it. You are able to very visually confirm that it is definitely the poison torpedo device you saw earlier. Also, Gawain, you specifically made intentions to record this all that time ago. A lot of the technology in the wreckage here is very similar to what you saw at Roe Mountain. The things that the monsters and in fact, the thing that I think also Silex was trapped in before being unleashed on you.
Okay, yeah. So that's a confirmation for me of what it is, at least.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, there's something here, and we need to find it, and we need to cleanse it.
I would also say that by virtue of you pulling this thing forwards, by pulling it towards you, and you had to basically identify all the pieces of wreckage and try and take the largest one you could. You do notice from this position essentially that there is a track heading to the north. The debris is arranged such that it looks like it's trending slightly north, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I was going to say to explore the giant cave if we didn't see anything to point us in that direction anyway, because that's where anything would go to hide, but perfect. We're being pointed in that direction. Let's go.
Let's
To
do
the
it.
cave.
So, you trudge northwards around this island, and the further northwards you get towards this cave, the less healthy things seem. There is a distinct trend from what was generally vital landscape around the place to something that has slowly gotten more unpleasant. You get to the mouth of this cave, and by the time you get there, it smells. That's the first thing you notice. There is this stench, this gross, simple grossness of the place. It smells bad, and you can't place why, but perhaps like a rotting corpse almost. What do you do?
Peleus is a dog, right?
Yeah, but I was
Maybe-
suppressing the urge to make you a mum joke.
What?
What?
Oh, no, I think I understand. Peleus was avoiding making your mum joke, so they can't do any dog-like actions.
But I could do my spirit hand actions.
I was
Okay.
more thinking about your smelling capabilities, but sure.
So you try to perceive the spiritual energies here, and there is two things of note. One, there is a gentle life force, for want of a better description, coming from here. Just very, very slight, very kind of in the background. In the same way that like an air conditioner gets into the background of being in an office, that same vital force is in the background here. And it's not, it's a pleasant enough sensation. And that is grossly overshadowed by this almost pulsating feeling of wrongness that you find very familiar to that submarine you were on previously.
Dr. Conway's been down here.
Oh, you're sure?
Yep. Let's go down.
All right.
I feel I need to poke the cave walls with my rod. Just to make sure we're not going into some sort of giant mouth.
You very much could be. This is a giant turtle.
I feel like it would have reacted.
Possibly.
Have some fire bombs in case we needed to sneeze us out. I don't know if turtles can sneeze, but
I think they
it's an
can.
option.
I think they can.
I do believe turtles can sneeze.
Nice. It probably looks adorable.
I will find a YouTube short.
Okay. This should what? You enter the gloomy, foreboding cave. A few cracks in the ceiling letting in light. The stench here is foul. There is that sense of something vile here for Peleus. It's difficult to see. It's gloomy. There's barely any light. A slight mist is in the air.
I'm going to try and coax somebody out with the idea or just loudly proclaiming, Oh god, it smells like Dr. Kawa's mum in here.
Well, that didn't work.
That's it. Smells like Dr. Koei's mum in here. That's
Yeah.
your nice. Okay, good, nice.
My idea is that he might be baited into coming out, or he might not be, or he might not even be here. But something might have been attracted by the attention. If there's something here, we'll get its attention.
You hear a stomp, scrape noise.
I don't like the scrape. I don't like that part.
Stomp, scrape. Something metal dragging across stone. And out of the shadows and darkness,
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Actually.
I didn't think it was gonna be him.
you see Kawei with broken, shattered limbs, some of them clearly unarmored and not working, functions obviously completely annihilated, cracks and things repaired with
Oh yeah.
yes, everyone does get a Fabula point.
Bing.
Busted out Kuei. I love the art for busted Kuei. Looks
Yeah.
great.
As Koei steps forward, there is this ominous sense of almost resignation. A sense of something truly broken in the entity before you. As Koei says, I can't believe you're here again.
Why, you getting tired of seeing us?
And I can't believe you fell for the your mum joke.
True.
Damn you! Damn you all to hell! Dr. Koei is going to attempt to murder you all.
Okay,
Let's
that's
do
fact.
it.
I was hoping for that.
Yeah.
I love the. Is the skull different? It looks more deranged somehow.
There's
Yeah,
red.
so it's got more reds available in it because of the limbs, which means that it has creepy red eyes.
Gotcha. Yeah. I'm liking it.
We begin combat. The opponent has the initiative because they are a big, evil, McLeod huge bad guy. Silex, you being the cause of all this, are actually, you know what? No, Peleus.
Yeah.
You're going to be targeted by this
Yeah.
because you are the softest but most dangerous target.
Yep.
You're targeted by an arc inversion. Oh, it is retargeted to Silex. Does that 19 hit?
Absolutely.
Says restore 40 MP to the target. I actually
Yes.
love this attack. This is crazy.
Actually, yeah, no, I will eat that. I will eat that.
Okay.
Okay. You know what? Take it.
You take 21 damage and are put into crisis by Dr. Koei. Flink, GAWAIN, Peleus, Silex, it's your action.
So we have 3 ways to stop that attack, and we decide to let it through. That's fun.
Well, she got 40 MP now.
No, I know. The
Yeah.
consequences are like huge beneficial for us.
We can stop the damage if we need to, but
Peleus
Yeah.
can literally heal themselves and someone else with that mana. Like, stuff like
it'll be
that.
great.
It's good.
Okay, so I will go next, and I will guard cover Peleus just in case after he
Excellent.
takes the attack. Guard.
Dr. Koei, as their next action, will target Silex, GAWAIN, and Flink with Arc Rampage.
Which one of you am I protecting?
I can heal myself.
You can heal yourself. I'll protect Gawain then.
It's not much.
So
but-
I'll double up the damage into myself.
Okay.
I'm actually, from an HP standpoint, I'm the squishiest one.
Party actions.
Then let me guard immediately, so I get a little bit back.
Excellent. Silex, Reckless Crush. It would technically targeted against Peleus, but is retargeted against you,
Oh yeah, we gobble that one up.
which does nothing because 13 is not good enough. Gawain, Peleus actions.
Yeah, Peleus.
All
go
right.
for it.
Now I'm gonna try and do my heroic.
Just going to condemn the shit out of him.
It's called repetition.
Yeah, repetition. I'm gonna repertoire.
Repertoire.
Yeah, I'm gonna repertoire him twice with a condemn.
Okay.
Why
So
does that
that-
sound like you're slapping him with a condom?
I will slap him with a condom. That'll definitely lose his mind.
Okay, so I'm rolling willpower plus insight on the first one, and that is an 8. He immediately loses 40 MP.
Delightful. You also inflict shaken or dazed.
Shaken.
Okay, shaken is inflicted. Now roll your test again, and he'll contend.
Oh man.
Okay,
well,
so he does have an opportunity as he rolls a 12, but he is also dazed and loses another 40 MP.
Nice.
that sucks for him.
You devoured 80 MP. T1.
Good job. All right, I'm gonna do something aggressive. You guys want that? Is it my turn?
Yes, Gawain, it is your turn.
I'm about to blow some MP here. All right, so we're gonna go elemental weapon for bolt damage. Step 1.
Okay. Okay,
Bad
so
roll.
a 13 versus defense is a hit.
Okay.
Deliver 13 bulk damage, which, as I presume you were hoping for,
I did. I was hoping.
is something that he is vulnerable for.
Nice. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with that.
A new turn starts. Dr. Kawei will start his action, and Dr. Kawei is going to use Arc Inversion on himself.
Baller.
It's sneaky bastard.
That's so cool.
Thus
he needed an
recovering
answer.
40 MP and dealing 17 damage to himself.
King sweet.
Oh, that is
Party
brilliant.
actions.
It'd be a real shame if Peleus just took away the mana again.
That's an option for
Yeah.
Peleus to do, but remember, you got to contend with the fact
Yeah.
that there is healing
Yeah.
that may need to be done as well.
I feel like, yeah, Peleus would be better served the other way.
Yeah,
but
I
if
will
Peleus
go
gets
ahead
to
and-
play. I'll shut up.
Let me get protect back up. I'll go first, and then we can sort out stuff.
Like, I'm just saying, Flink and Peleus are both within one-shot range.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I was gonna suggest essentially. That you can also double encourage, which is sick. Like
Yeah.
Oh,
you can heal
Yeah.
yourself and flank on the
if
same.
you guys
turn.
are fine with eating one attack as long as you're healed, then maybe that's better.
Yeah.
So Peleus first.
Silex can guard. I just meant like either way.
My thinking would be I get protect back up. Flink's guarding, so
Yeah.
Flink will take half damage. He'll be fine, and then I can protect Peleus, and then Peleus can heal.
Yeah.
Potentially more if more damage is coming.
Do it.
All right. Then I will, I guess, just attack him.
Okay.
Ugh. Bad start.
That is a miss of 7. So it is Kawei's action. Kawei, it being the second action, will be using Arc Rampage on Silex and Gawain.
Damn.
Are you enacting any kind of protect or anything?
Yeah, because I can eat the days. I'll take it for Gawain.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Silex, you take damage twice. And you recover 5+5 because defensive perks.
Wait, so you never get dazed?
Yeah, he can't get dazed. He's immune to status effects.
Well, in addition, he doesn't even take 20 per. He takes 17.
Oh, yeah, that's also true. But there are multiple reasons why he doesn't care. Okay. Flink, Gawain, Peleus, you're up. Can I recommend Peleus heal some people? Because there's some people who are scarily low HP.
All right, in that case, Peleus is going to go back into classes, back to repetition, and we are going to encourage twice.
Just to be clear, you don't need to tell me you're using repetition.
All right, in that case,
we're good.
I'm just going to assume at this point that we know what we're doing.
Yeah. Do you remember to target your characters, though? Because there's a cool animation for that.
Please heal Silex.
Oh.
Instead. I'm fine. I'm still guarding. We can wait.
Are you sure?
The moment I get hit, I need to act. Silex is down to 10. He needs 20. He needs help.
Sweet.
And you can both get a stat upgrade as well.
In that case, I will increase my defense from Dex.
Okay.
By 1.
I think I'm going to just focus on defense right now. I'm going to push my Dex.
Actually, in your specific case, you have static armor, so your Dex doesn't apply to it. You probably want insight for that because it can increase your MDef.
Oh.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Does it not also have static on my magic defense? No, it doesn't.
It normally doesn't.
So. That's like a mental stat.
So, that was Peleus's Encourage. Very, very useful. It is now the last action of Dr. Kawai, who is going to attempt to smack Flink in the face with Reckless Crush.
Yes.
13 versus defense.
So we are fine.
I do have Protect available.
I'm still guarding, though.
Yeah, but I can make you take 0 instead of half.
I would heal myself anyways. Like, I guess you could. I don't know.
I'll just do it. It's fine.
It's his last attack.
Yeah, it's the last action he gets this turn anyway.
Around, so you do it.
All right, Flink, Gawain, you're up.
I don't remember if he was immune to this, which sucks.
If you think about poison damage, all your previous incidences, he has not demonstrated immunity to poison damage. Apparently, there's enough flesh in there that it's still neutral.
If he's got enough flesh, then we are going to hit him with... No, should just hit him for 1 attack, really. I've been missing everything. This is the better hit. Yeah, 1 attack directs his spine. Hit him!
That's a 10. You didn't target. Also, that is a miss.
Of course it is.
Man, you just got brutal on those rolls. I will let you know if you push it by anything, it'll be a hit.
But then I can't vanish anymore.
You don't need to vanish. We're here to fight.
1 point.
Just roll
to
a fumble.
vanish.
That shouldn't be that difficult.
Did you take your 1 from Kawai appearing?
Yeah, that's the one that I have.
Okay.
No, he's gotta die. It's either us or him. He's gotta die. Yeah, of course we're going to take the bond with Silex. We're going to take revenge on this bastard that ruined his hometown.
Hell yeah!
His life! Ruined his life!
His life!
Silex!
I'm going to apply that damage directly since I already know it's going to succeed.
Did it apply Hawkeye twice now? I think it did.
It did. But he already took the 35, so it's fine.
Yeah. Don't take that. But do take 3 times 2, 6 additional cheap shot damage.
Oh, vile.
Imagine Flink hitting. Things could be great.
Yeah. Once we stack the Peleus double condemn actually is such a good Flink setup. I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah. So nice. Two
Okay.
status effects immediately.
That has been applied. Gawain, you're up.
Y'all know what time it is.
No, really? You're gonna shoot him?
Yeah.
A 20 to
Hey,
hit you
Lex-
impacts, happily dealing 36 damage to Kawei.
This is what Kawhi does. It's boring, but you get to watch the health bar go down, which feels good.
Did you heal, Flink?
I did not heal. I heal on guarding. Oh, wait. I heal on using a Fabula point as well. Thank you. I get 5 HP back.
So, turn
Indomitable Spirit.
I love this.
Turn 1 of Kawei. First thing Kawei is going to do. Kawei is going to spend an Ultima point to recover from all statuses and regain 50 MP. Party actions.
Damn.
Can I guard first?
Can you guard first? Okay, you can guard first.
Thank you.
Okay, in that
Condemn!
case, Kawei's second action, you don't get to condemn until the second action takes place.
Okay, sorry.
Like it's possible you may die to this. So,
All right.
he's going to arc rampage 2 targets.
So that's ranged. I have to.
That's
block it
magic.
for. Yeah, which I do.
Yeah.
Block. And then I protect.
Excellent.
To intercept.
So no damage is applied.
Beautiful.
It costs Kawei 20 MP. Now you can condemn Peleus. You rolled your first roll of 13.
Yes.
I believe
Kawei has rolled a 15, meaning that Kawei has ignored your condemnation. You may now roll your second condemn.
All right, I will condemn him again.
That
Good
is
one.
a 12. Kawei rolls a 14 and ignores your condemnation. The desperation of Kawei, so filled with desire to crush you, unable to stop himself from simply just the sheer ruthless desire to crush you for meddling in all of his effects over and over.
I just ran out of good condemn skills. I was like, boo!
Party actions.
You know what? You're going to shoot him anyways, so I'm going to guard first.
Cool.
Excellent. Flink got. He still has another initiative that he can act on first.
Oh,
Before he gets shot.
I
It's
thought
three-
he
is-
only had.
There was a kerfuffle with the turn order,
Okay.
but he
Yeah,
gets
that was.
he gets turn 1, turn 2, and turn 3, and he has a specific order of actions, which is why I can track this more easily.
Right. Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna let you go first because it's going to be slightly more entertaining this way.
Okay.
It doesn't actually change the mechanical outcome. You attack with your electric damage dealing pistol. Dr. Kawei is going to use Spirit Adapter.
Physical attack may take 10 physical and gain resistance against damage if they were just attacked with using this ability. Again, replaces the previous resistance. That's very sick, actually.
Yeah.
Now it only comes into effect after you deal your damage.
Okay, so he takes the
He
36.
takes it as delivered, and then it triggers.
Okay.
Does Dr. Kawei say upgrade in progress when that happens?
Exactly, obviously. Kawei is now resistant versus bolt damage. Kawei will then smack the shit out of Gawain. Or endeavor to. And misses with an 11. A new turn occurs. Dr. Kawei starts their action. And they are going to use Arc Inversion targeting Flink.
Bring it on.
How do I
Miss with an 8.
Misses.
Nice.
Right.
party actions.
Become one with the shadows.
All right. I don't have protect up right now, but I also have my guard going, and everyone's healthy, so I think I might just go last here.
Damn!
No mana! Take it all!
Okay, a 13 versus a 14. Kawei refuses to be condemned, buoyed by this desire to crush you all. You cannot defeat his indomitable mind palace.
Yeah, but
you do it again.
your mom! Your mom, Kawei!
I love the fact that Peleus accidentally rolled twice.
And they were both crit.
And they were both
better.
crits.
What? I rolled twice. Oh, sugar, sorry.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. I will close out the second one. That's an automatic success anyway. Kawei loses a 40 MP. Also, restatused and shaken or dazed.
Dazed.
Okay, dazed. Yeah. And you also gain... You don't gain a Fabula point, but you do gain an opportunity.
All right. What could we do as far as opportunity is concerned this time?
You could destroy an item. You create a plot twist. You can make someone arrive. You can increase a bond. You could inflict slow or weak. That's an option.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I was going to say another status.
Weak.
Okay.
Or slow. What are the other?
Probably better, because that gets rid of Dex.
In that case, slow.
Okay, we're going with slow?
Yeah.
Okay. Your constant assailments of Kawei's mind are making it hard for him to think. You're essentially blinding him with rage. So even though he's physically not necessarily inherently slower, he's much less agile.
Kawei cannot take the your mum jokes.
Absolutely cannot take your mum jokes. Your mum jokes are too great. They're too powerful.
We're going to find out there's some epic backstory about Kawei doing this for his mum.
100%. Okay, so that was Peleus' turn. Kawei, having lost 40 MP, still has enough points for his second action of the Arc Rampage. And we'll be targeting Peleus, Silex, and Gawain.
Right. Oh, that one will hit.
I do not have protect to help you.
All right, in that case,
Health's a resource. You got 54 of it.
yeah, I will lose 10 damage.
It's 20.
It's 20, but sure.
20 damage. I've got my finger over the thing of it.
We gotta find you
No worries.
some way to get better MDef.
Yeah, I need defense and MDef.
Don't you still have money
They're
for
both
like
9.
gear? Don't you still have your gear money?
Flink, Gawain, Silex, you're up.
I can wait a little longer.
Yeah, I would like to wait as well for his last attack.
Okay, if y'all want to wait, I'll just keep shooting. I'm going to here. Wait.
Because you can drop your spells without an action, right?
Exactly.
Yep.
So I just drop the elemental weapon, and we go straight into regular damage.
Excellent. With 12 to hit, you impact directly against Dr. Kawei, dealing a 14 damage. Now Dr. Kawei's last action, and they're going to target Gawain with their Reckless Crush. And they rolled another crit. Nice.
X.
That's fine.
Oh, he has 2 opportunities now. That's terrifying.
Like 5 physical on Dr. Kawei.
We will beat him all the way off.
Yeah, we're going to beat him off. Yeah. I already said we're going to beat off this group of guys the other day when I was playing Yakuza, just straight into the camera on purpose. I felt like such a whore. Like, it was like pandering.
Gawain, you're going to suffer dazed as Kawei's assault batters you.
Ow.
Flink, Silex, you're up.
Take my shot at him then. God.
Oh,
Mind? I will do no
Never
such thing.
mind.
All right. My
Flink.
time to shine.
Hell yeah.
Can I hit once today without re-rolling?
Yes.
It's a hit.
Yay!
It's a hit!
It's a hit.
It's a hit!
It's a
Oh
hit.
my god! I hit something without a roll. Take 6 additional damage from cheap shot.
The way you lay that in at the end feels like such an insult, even though it isn't.
I mean, it's literally a cheap shot.
That's true. The turn starts anew. Turn 1, Kawei spends a Fabula point to clear the statuses on. An Ultima point to clear the statuses on him
Whoa.
and regain 50 MP.
Oh no, bro has MP.
Yeah, I wonder what I can do about that.
All right, party
Alright,
actions.
Okay,
I don't need to go first.
I want to do something. If that's
Go for it.
cool. Actually, no. I think it should be Peleus. I think
Yeah,
Peleus.
condemn.
No. Well, maybe actually.
It might not be a terrible time to heal.
Yeah,
More
I was
like
gonna say
half?
encourage. Like I could die.
Yeah, if you miss the condemn, Gawain is at risk of dying. But if you hit the
bugger.
condemn, Gawain is safe. However, if you heal Gawain, Gawain is safe.
I could condemn and heal.
No, repetition only lets you do
No,
the same
you
thing
either-
twice.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. You have.
fuck.
I mean, it's okay. You have other heal targets who also would appreciate the buff. It's not like healing yourself or Flink would be bad here.
I could increase Flink's accuracy.
Oh yeah. Accuracy.
Sorry, wasn't trying to tell you what to do. I just don't want to die again.
It'd be funny if you did, though.
It would be. Peleus, please.
Lag
start
over there,
using it
touching
first.
his index fingers together. It'd be really funny if you died again.
All right. In that
Please stop
case,
killing my boss.
encourage.
Yeah, now Flink and I are healthy.
Yeah, and you
Hell
get
yeah.
to add a resource.
Can I
So-
remove dazed?
Nope.
I mean, you can cancel it out.
Yeah. I was just curious how that worked.
Yeah, so insight up and dazed down basically cancel each other out, so you should be
Yeah.
neutral, but only for one round. You have to get
Yeah.
actual status healing otherwise. Okay, so that's Peleus' action. It is now the big guy who's going to target Flink, Gawain, and Silex with Arc Rampage.
And I will simply protect Flink, and no one gets hit.
Sometimes it's that simple.
All right, party actions.
I need to go next to get protect back. I'm gonna hit him this time, guys. I'm gonna
Hell
do
yeah,
it.
Smack him right in the face.
The rage.
Yeah, 8.
Uh,
Well done. That's beautiful. Fantastic.
It's fine. I did what I needed to do, and it was get protect back online. That's all that matters.
Which means the response is going to be Silex. Please enjoy a reckless crush to the face.
What? Again?
Ow.
That's disgusting. He will be inflicting dazed upon you.
He cannot.
The dazed is uninflicted. My bad. My bad. He inflicts
He
dazed
wasn't
upon
allowed.
you, and then it's on it. That's
Villains hate this one simple trick. They can't daze you if you don't allow them.
I learned my opportunity by making a mistake nice.
I should try that next time.
Flink away. Actions.
He's got nothing. Go ahead, shoot him.
All right, cool.
17 hits, doing 15 damage. Flink.
Just gonna go safe, maybe, and force feed Silex a remedy. Sounds good.
You mean
I
Gawain?
appreciate that.
Then we are all at enough HP, so we can
Oh.
start next turn aggressively.
Nice.
That's the wrong target.
I just manually applied it.
I spend my thing.
I don't know, man. Lag had to pay for his misplay. Just saying.
Undo 3 turns of our damage.
Okay, Dr. Kuei's action. Dr. Kuei is in a kind of bad position. And they are going to target Gawain with Arc Inversion.
Okay.
And
Miss.
miss.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
Nice. No, that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's
Can I
fine.
opt
Party
to get
actions.
hit?
No, because when he targets himself, he also has to roll to hit.
Okay. Fair.
That's fine.
He can theoretically miss target himself with Arc Inversion.
That would
That's
be
hilarious.
maybe the funniest thing for him to do.
I was thinking to intercept it when he tries to hit himself. Thought that would be funny
You
as well.
can do that if you want to.
Yeah.
That would be very funny. I agree.
But yeah, party actions.
I don't need to reset anything, so someone else go.
Condemn!
I was waiting for that.
Hit it, girlfriend.
Okay. That's a 9.
I don't
You
think
tell
this
him
one's
why
gonna
he's
go.
so bad.
He rolls
No.
a 17.
Lag,
He is
your rolls
so-
today have been insane.
It's fine. He blew the 17 on the first one. Now hit him with the second one.
Yeah.
Hit him again. He can't keep getting away with this.
Yeah, talk about his
A
upbringing.
13. Bosses of mind of a fortress.
I don't think he's rolled under a 7, like, outside of the attacks. Every check is passed with flying
His-
colors.
He failed his first 2 condemn checks, and now he is immune.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
he's,
righted the ship.
he's getting used to my insults.
You know, I like this bit, and I really wish that more people would get behind it. I need chat to cheer for the villains a little more.
Kuei is an indomitable mind fortress at this point, singularly hell-bent on revenge against those who've caused him suffering. Gawain, Silex, Arc Rampage. That's 2 misses! That's 2 misses!
Yeah, bring it on, boy.
Party actions.
Yeah, Gawain needs to shoot.
Okay,
We have nothing better to do.
that's fine. I don't have enough MP to make it worth it, is the problem. I can't, get him to switch again. Switch back.
You need MP. I mean, I can go first and give you MP.
No. That's not worth it. Not at all.
Not yet.
I'm going to cast Elemental Shroud for 10 MP, and I'm going to hit myself and Peleus.
Okay.
And we're going to go with bolt damage. So make yourself resistant to bolt damage, Peleus. Dope. All right, that's my turn.
Silex. Reckless Crush. It misses.
Black.
Flank Silex actions.
At this point, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, surely I'll hit him eventually.
That it's a miss. 10 misses. Oh wait, no, hold on. No, never mind. I thought he was dazed for a moment. He's not dazed.
He cleansed those again.
Yeah. Yeah. he's too quick. He's like snapping back and forth. You're trying to pummel him into his face, and he's just like snapping back and forth, rejecting your insight.
You know, other people have been pushing stuff. Maybe I should push.
Oh,
So I can get in on this.
okay.
I'm going to be invoking my...
So bonds push up a couple points. Traits reroll.
Yeah. And
Right.
I'm going to invoke my bond with Dr. Kuei.
Hmm.
My
I'm shocked.
hatred for this creature must lead to my shields hitting eventually.
Eventually.
Invoke bond to push.
I mean, it's a
Bond
hit
of-
anyway. Just
Yeah.
so good.
I just want everyone to see it.
Mistrust. Push
Yeah,
using a
it's
bond of
great.
mistrust and hatred. I love that it pushes that to chat. Okay, so
Yeah.
you hit your sheer rage, like this single-minded, almost like acceptance of a duel to the death. Dr. Koei and Silex are just pummeling into each other at this point. There are no other combatants on the field for these two.
Gotta sell it. I gotta get in there.
Flink, actions.
All right, I'm gonna do another support move and use my Direxus Spine as a hinder move to poison Dr. Kevy, and I'm going to do it by
Excellent.
targeting his exposed flesh.
Excellent. Okay. So Hinder is just DC 20. I think, as we've discussed before, it's just going to be Dex Insight for you. So roll a weapon check, but we won't take damage from it.
Right, so one-handed Direxus.
Excellent.
Wow.
The best
really?
roll he's ever had.
Really? Really, thanks. I appreciate that.
You inflict poison on Dr. Koei, which is it's pretty good. That reduces might and willpower.
Yeah.
Yeah, poison's insane.
Dr. Koei, now clearly just hell-bent on destroying Silex, is going to make the Reckless Crush attack on Silex and miss with an 11 versus defense. Party actions.
Condemn.
I think you
I
might
don't
be
know
a
if you need to.
genuinely.
All right, in that case, encourage. Let's have a look at everybody's health.
What do we
Feel
got?
good.
Everyone's pretty
Yeah.
decent in health.
Your other I mean, you could also throw the nuke at him.
Time to summon. Time to do the Arcanist thing.
Oh yeah. Shall we summon? Let's summon Kakapo.
He's resistant
Wait.
to lightning at the moment.
All right. Is he resistant to Earth?
Nothing else, just lightning, I think.
All right.
At least that we know of.
We'll summon Shiba then.
Excellent.
Oh wait, Nanto. Because wait, which one does the
Like, if you want pure damage, Shiba
Yeah,
is going to be
none
the
of these
best
are
if you want
really
the
great.
dismiss.
It's got
Nanto-
pulse pure water.
Yeah, neither has a pulse that's really doing what you
Yeah.
want, though.
You can pulse with
Yeah.
Shiba to heal Gawain's days, and then
That's what I'm
assist
thinking
damage.
of. So I will bind and summon. I've got Shiba.
Okay, Peleus has summoned.
Oh! I picked up so much MP.
All right, party actions.
It's free, man. You still have one more encourage or condemn left.
Party actions. Is he spent?
Oh, no, my bad. I apologize. You are correct. He's going to smack Silex again with Reckless Crush. And miss,
Yes.
taking 5 damage in the process. Now it's party actions. Dr. Koei is shedding metal and limbs and doing everything he can to just attempt to tear Silex apart. And though those are striking and impacting on your armor, they're not delivering serious damage to you.
All right.
I'm kind of waiting to get hit.
I am
Then I can go.
going to use Elemental Weapon. And now I'm gonna tear him apart.
You pummel him with
Oh,
earth
man.
damage, beating him and into an unruly mob, cracks appearing on his armor. Your earth magic's literally like weaving in between armor panels and just shredding them off, exposing hydraulics and flesh and liquid lines beneath him. He is going to make the Reckless Crush action on Silex.
Enraged.
And is going to invoke the trait of Desperate to reroll the might dice.
Still blocked, baby.
15.
And is going to invoke the roll of multi-limbed to re-roll the might dice.
No!
Got him.
He got me.
As he just refuses to stop, doing everything he can to just tear chunks out of Silex. And Silex, I imagine at this point, at some point you just ignore the incoming attacks, right? And like the only reason he's getting through is because you're caring more about tearing his brainstem out.
Yep.
Flink,
that is my objective, actually.
Flink, Gawain, you're up. Gawain hits with the pistol, dealing
It's not that exciting.
13 damage.
We have stuff to aim for, though.
There is barely anything left of Kuwei right now. Flink, you're up.
All right. It's time for you to vanish. 1, miss. 2, miss.
Yes.
See you later.
Keep moving. We're close.
Kuwei takes his action, again simply pummeling Silex, refusing to stop. There is no slowing down. Silex, I assume you're attacking next.
Yep.
That's a miss.
I missed that one.
Dr. Kuwei.
Oh.
Ow.
Oh my god. He's high rolling now.
I think our big boy needs some help.
Yeah, unfortunately I only have enough MP to go once.
I mean, you know he's on his last legs.
Yeah,
You
so
could
I've got to
dismiss.
encourage him.
Yeah, that's true. You could hit the dismiss.
Oh, wait, yeah, how much does the dismiss
Like
get me?
it's like 30 something, right?
It's 30. Sheba gonna get her revenge.
Shiba dismiss.
Ooh.
Oh, there it is.
You do
Bam.
He had
30
4
damage.
HP.
He had 4 HP.
I could have had him.
You deal 30 damage to Dr. Kuwei, shedding the final remnants of whatever cask of a body he has.
Oh my god.
4 HP!
He's
The fallout
It's
from this
time.
is going to be dramatic.
It's time.
Silex tears into this pillar of earth. You are so familiar with this earth that you are completely comfortable moving around it. You know this magic, so this has no problem for you interacting with it. You tear open the case of Dr. Kuwei's brain case and reach in and start trying to tear something out. And as you do, something grabs you back. Something wraps around your limb and attempts to like grab you back and tear into you. As this horrifying monstrosity just tears out of this shit, attempting to pull you apart. We are going to refresh the initiative. Party actions. What is left stands here.
Maybe Silex needs some help now.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to encourage Silex, and then I'm going to need some juice.
Can feed you one more time, then I'm out.
Let's encourage.
And we're out of crisis.
The remnants will attempt to devour Silex.
What's that?
It does not make contact as the gnashing teeth wrap themselves around Silex. Party actions.
I will hit.
Excellent.
Oh, so you just need to declare I will hit,
Yeah,
and then you hit.
yeah, that's how it works.
Oh, that's what I've been
That's
doing
how we
wrong.
do it.
You deliver 34 earth damage
Yes.
as you
Mm.
ram spikes into whatever this is and shred it. Party actions, Flink, go in.
I have no priorities, so. Oh. Okay.
Vulnerable to pistol. There we go.
The barely physical remnants of this thing being shredded as you shoot them off. Gawain putting rounds into what appears to be what can only be described as a brain, flesh
giant
and matter splaying away.
Like shooting brains in a barrel.
Flink, you're up.
I actually think I should just try to kill it then, from the looks of it. Which means I am going to hit.
I'm sorry.
Goodbye, Flink.
It's okay. It's a new turn. Try again.
Sure. Sure.
Oh, it's so much worse.
The
Why do I
remnants
keep
of
trying?
Kauai paying no mind to these incoming spikes. The attacks hitting uselessly discarded flesh as it rolls an opportunity.
God.
Silex, it is going to inflict. No, it's not going to inflict. I remembered that. I remember that from last time. I'm not an idiot. It is going to destroy one of your shields as it rips the mana and energy away from it, consuming it for itself. All right, party actions. Gawain shoots this thing for 17 damage. It's vulnerable to physical. It shoots out more chunks of flesh. There are so many holes in this thing that hitting it is a challenge just because of how little of it is actually impactable. Honestly, Silex, you can make an unarmed attack. You might succeed.
Oh. I mean, in that case, then I'm going for it.
You use an unarmed strike and deal the last 2 hit points of damage, aka 1 hit point of damage. As you
The way it
literally
should be.
tear what's left of this brain asunder, it ceases to move as flesh withers away into nothing.
Well, this is not how I expected this to go.
Whatever counted for Kauai is dead now. You stand in a cave filled with a putrid stench of a being that tormented you for so long. And all that lies in front of you is death.
Peleus, can you poke it with your stick? Make sure it doesn't move.
I'm going to poke it with my stick.
I have not stopped punching.
Yeah, Silex is reducing this to paste.
Yeah.
Letting it happen. I'm just letting it happen.
I'm going to be like, it's going to be a bit difficult to question now, but it wasn't really answering any questions to begin with.
Silex's rage rings out. Bits of metal are struck again and again, hammering out into the cave, echoing and reverberating the sounds of pure rage and frustration unleashed on this thing.
The party might also note that it's starting to get a little hotter.
Oh, the fire.
We're about to have a little uh-oh.
Well, we're also about to end session, Silex. So describe what happens right as the session ends.
Perfect. So as I'm hunched over, beating whatever's left of Kauai's remains into a mess, you start to notice that the earth that still surrounds one of my arms for my shield, it's starting to crack, and fire is starting to seep out of it, and like a magma, a slow creeping liquid of fire starts to crawl up my arm and envelop my body, condense, solidify into stone as we change back into Magmaton. There we go.
Magmaton!
And session ends.
Perfect.
Okay, so lots of stuff happened. Boy, quick roundup. I think we had like 9 Fabula points spent.
I have tracked 9. And
Okay, 9.
Ultima.
Whew.
Everyone gains 12 experience.
Oh,
All
baby.
right. Level
Wow.
13 with 8 XP. Let's go.
Couldn't hit Kuwei. How am I going to hit Magmaton?
Level 9 in sharpshooter.
Ladies and gentlemen, I had a wonderful time. Players, did you have a wonderful time?
Absolutely.
Always.
That was
This was
fantastic.
great. It was
Yeah,
nice to be
outside of
back.
combat, sure.
Yeah. So, Gawain, aka Fried Jammin, currently streaming Yakuza. Summer Snow doesn't stream, does create art. Sometimes you can find it in the Discord. It's wonderful. Kron does stream, mostly working on Chat Quest and Fire Emblem at the moment. Sidewinder also streams one of the best in the world, Advance Wars, and I believe is currently playing through an Advance Wars ROM hack. Is that correct?
Yep. And we should have our final day tomorrow.
Excellent. With that, however, ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to hang around too much. I love y'all. We're going to be back on Friday. We're going to finish Rhapsody here. Aside from that, hopefully 2 weeks' time, and then we'll be playing more Fabula Ultima. We're going to find out whether or not Silex kills the party. Nice.
Woo!
Woo.
The overwhelming power of hugs is going to come through today.
All right. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.